evening and welcome to round two in the CWI Rising Stars West Indies Women Under 19 Championships. And we are here today to see and witness battle between the Guyana team and the Windward Islands team. We have both captains here present for the toss alongside Mr. Hayden Bruce, the match referee for today's game. Let's proceed with the toss. Tails is the call. And we'll have the winner of the toss. So if I could have a quick word with you. Natalia Phillips winning the toss. Congratulations to your ascendancy to the captaincy of the team. And Ms. Zeta James, captain last year, captain a couple of years, has moved on. How are you taking this new experience?
I'm taking it well because Zeta is a close friend of mine, given that she's from St. Lucia as well, and I'm from St. Lucia. So I'm taking it well because I got some good advice from my former captain.
Any particular reason winning the toss on your decision?
Well, we spoke to the groundsmen and they said that it would be a spinner's pitch later, and the pitch is also fast, so I think my batters can benefit from that later. My bowlers can benefit from that later, and right now I think the outfield is a bit fast, so we thought it was a better decision to bat first.
Okay, thank you and go well. So, and a quick word from Ms. Laureen Williams. So, congratulations on your ascendancy to the captaincy. How has it been so far?
Thank you. It's been really great.
And what would you have done had you won the toss?
I would have bat, but unfortunately, we didn't win the toss. But we're still going forward. We're going to keep it really excited. We're going to keep it really positive going forward.
And you have a lot of experience still in your team with a lot of players returning from last year and hopefully to go on and challenge for the title again. You're defending champions.
Yes, we are. And we're going to play hard until the end.
Okay, so go well and enjoy the game. So that's it here from the toss. The Windward Islands have won the toss and opted to bat first.
Yes, and welcome here. We are at the U-Week Spec Ground here in St. Augustine. Remember, it's the Rising Star Women Under 19 tournament. This is the second round of games. For the first round, we had some issues with the weather. Just one game we were able to finish. Here, it's the Guyana Under 19 taking on the Windward Islands. And the Windward Islands, they won the toss and elected to bat first. So far it has been a quiet start, or I should say a good start for the Guyana. No runs scoring off the bat as yet, but it's early days. Remember, Guyana, they're coming off that loss in that first game. This one outside, just passing the outside edge. Guyana, they coming off the loss in that first game, that rain affected game. Just 10 overs being bowled and they fell to Jamaica, and now it's really time for them to bounce back and get into the tournament. The Windward Islands, remember, their first game was rained out. This one again, that's outside the off stump. That one just stealing away from the right hander. Good start thus far. As I welcome Billy Fowell.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ronnie. Good morning to all our viewers here tuning into the YouTube Cricket 360's coverage of this encounter. Guyana defending champions, and a big part to play in that win last year. Trisha Haddad, and she has the ball in hand. Starting with a few good away swingers from the right-hander.
This one is driving outside edge, passing that field that was there. The wide slip, so the second slip at the third is in place, and just a single. So Windward Islands off and running. Yes, so their tournament has gotten on the way now.
Yeah, disappointed last year, finishing fourth, being defeated by the Trinidad and Tobago team in that final game, third place playoff. So they want to do better this year in the tournament. They have about 6 players returning to their lineup, and a new captain as well, Zeta James, in this team. She's moved on to greater and better things with the senior team.
Yeah, a permanent fixture in this the women's senior team now. Zeta James, a very talented young player. We hope to see her do well in the future. But it's these rising stars now. This is their stage here to really show what they are capable of and show the selectors what they are made of. Again, this one, it's a good delivery. This seemed to be a bit of slow one. That just dipped on the batter as it went through to the keeper. A bit of appeal from the keeper. Not sure why, but she did appeal. Maybe it's not a good ball.
Just the excitement of having beaten the bat and encouragement to the bowler had it as well. Getting an outside edge in the first over and getting off the mark and getting their innings on the way and getting one to go under the bat with a more fully flighted delivery from the senior veteran in this under-19 team and the new captain Natalia Phillip from St. Lucia, and returning to the team as well. And in that Trinidad game last year, she top scored with 19 runs, so she has the ability to stick around and try to bat through the innings. 35 over affair this year, Ronnie, from 20 overs last year.
Yeah, definitely. And it's going to be good, but to take strike. Cut off the mark in the previous over. This one is going to be wide. Signal wide by the umpire. Didn't collect cleanly by the keeper. They're going to get an extra run as well. So not a good start there by Durant. Yeah, not a good start. Need to follow up what her counterpart did in the other end, in the northern end. So need to get a bit tighter there, Durant.
And she's coming off a fairly long run as well, going up the hill from the southern end of the ground. She picked up 1 for 6 in that defeat against Jamaica in round 1. And that game played off at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex.
Yeah, I think the only game was completed in that first round.
The 10 overs the weather allowed per innings. Jamaica got home in 7.1 overs.
We have good, nice overcast condition. This one overcompensated and wide down the leg side now. So not a good start here from Durant. She needs to get things right, not look for pace at the moment. Probably just try to get that ball outside the off stump and then work your way into the innings. Build your pace. So she has to be very careful here.
She picked up 1 wicket in that game against Jamaica. Interestingly enough, and I'll get back to that point after this delivery.
That's better on the wicket and worked away into the onside, but feel well set. I'll come back to you there, Billy. Let's look. We have the sort of second slip in play. We have a third in place. Backward point, cover, mid-off, mid-on, short mid-wicket, and a short square leg and a third and a fine leg in place. So that's the field really. Just a normal field just to contain the bowling as such. This time a bit wide outside the off stump, but again, you see both bowlers now are getting the ball to just seam away from the right-hander. So there's a bit of movement out there, but you have to put it in put the ball in the right areas to take advantage of those movements. Maybe pitched up a bit more. So wide, had a swing at it over the infield. This is going to go 1 bounce and just short of the field. Well, remember we had some rain a couple of days, so the outfield is not as dry as you would expect. So the ball pretty much just hit.
So wide, had a swing at it over the infield. This is going to go 1 bounce.
Yeah, most definitely there is some dampness out there. It so much so, in fact, it delayed the toss by 15 minutes. And we were even hurrying on to the commentary here to rush to get the toss in because it was just a few minutes before the start of play, and that was due to the fact that they were putting some sawdust in certain areas, and the match referee Hayden Bruce did indicate that there were quite a few damp spots out there, evidenced by that ball just plugging in the outfield on another day that would surely have gone into the boundary for 4.
This time better line and length. Just on that off stump and pushed away into the cover. So previously we saw a bit of width given and Gilbert took full advantage, and that's what you want to see in this power play overs. A bit of width, it was a bit short, it was a bit wide, and she threw the bat at it. Everyone is on the inside the 30-yard circle in the offside, so all she has to do. So all she has to do is get that over the infield. Oh, this is brilliant piece of fielding there. That one was driven nicely straight to the core field. I believe that's the captain, Williams. Yeah. So that's leading from there, the captain. So this is excellent. This is what you want your fielders to support your bowlers, especially in the outfield. Not comfortable there.
Yeah, and I was going to get to that point really. I think the fact that we saw her start with such a wide delivery, then overcompensating, then a short delivery hit over cover. She's struggling a tad bit with that run-up, and it might just be a little bit of dampness and softness under the foot for her for struggling to get her line and length.
This one is wide. Well, the keeper didn't collect cleanly, and it went into the boundary for 4.
Yeah, Durant certainly struggling from this southern end there. She's walking back to her mark very dejectedly, knowing that she's not quite able to get her line and leg right here early on. And I wanted to make the point as well. Hardat is bowling from the northern end and getting the ball to swing away. Now she's coming from the direction for that ball, and it's moving against where the wind would normally traditionally come from. So just a thought, if she would have come from this southern end to get the wind to aid with her swinging away, because Durant seems to be bowling more seam deliveries and getting a couple to jog back in this over into the right-hander.
Oh, this one is full down the leg side, wide again. So this is really not the start that Durant wanted so far in the over. It has been a pretty poor over, I should say. 2 wides, another wide. There are a couple of dot balls, the 2, and then now 4 wides, another wide on the leg side. So she's really struggling here, but this is good. You see, the captain just came up to her, have a little chat. I was about to make that point where somebody just needs to come and have a little chat with her, just calm her down a bit. This is much better. Driven past that fielder, that point fielder, and it's going to run into the boundary for 4. No, is it? Oh no, just stopping in the, about a meter inside the ropes. But that will give Terrell some confidence. That's a lovely drive.
You could see in the field as well on the boundary as she just skidded and some of the turf came up, indicating how soggy the outfield is. And I'm just wondering if there's a couple damp patches leading up into that run-up. You could already see an impression there at Durant's footmarks in the pitch itself. So just might want to take that into consideration for that particular over that went for quite a few runs. Might have been 15 without loss after 2. Just confirm that score with our scores.
13 runs come off that over. It's really... Well, we just getting confirmation, but it seems like it's probably about 14 or 15 runs in that over. The over, I think it was about 10 or 12 balls in that over. She probably wanted to bowl two overs up front, maybe.
Durant has made it very challenging for not just the scorers.
But again, this is excellent bowling here from Hardat. In just getting that ball to nip away, and you're right, she's really nipping that ball away from the right-hander against the breeze.
Not
so this is
that.
excellent from her. She's making it very difficult. Oh, this one.
It's the commentators,
as we talk about
don't please, Ronnie. We beg and beseech you.
She bowls us one down the leg side. Wide signal by the umpire. Well, I apologize. I do apologize to the bowler.
Well, she has put a slip in place. It's very wide indeed. Durant herself is in that full slip position.
Well, that slip was there from the very first over as well. Still, yeah, a bit wide as well. And remember, we saw that outside edge just passing that widest slip. So this is not bad, but maybe the slip in a traditional position.
Yeah, one step to her left.
And probably a gully. Because she's getting the ball to go away from the right-hander. If it gets the edge, well, as you can see, Gilbert is swinging hard. She's swinging very hard here. So if the outside gets the outside edge, it's gonna go a bit, fast and probably wide. You need to have the fielders in place. So probably a goalie in place as well. Maybe because she's swinging the ball really nice, especially to right-handers. Again, look at that. That's an excellent delivery, but well played. Covered. She got to the pitch of the delivery there and covered the spin nicely. The swing, I should say, nicely, and played it into the offside. So this is good here. Good start from, well, I was going to say Guyana, but barring that second over. This is driven straight to the fielder. A bit of misfield again. Yes, no, and there's an opportunity. Well, she's actually gone. So that's a wonderful piece of fielding there by the fielder. A direct hit, just nipping the bail off, and she threw that
driven straight to the fielder.
Bit of indecision. Nice piece of fielding.
Yes,
and she was nowhere there. But you have to see that was poor running. There was like yes, no. So the striker was like yes down the wicket. The non-striker was no.
Yeah.
Then they were like, both of them were almost at the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, a couple of things there as well. It was struck
that's a wonderful piece of
and hence the call should have been weak. But upon the misfield by Bakoi, and it didn't go very far from her, so they thought the run was on, and both batters looking at the fielder, and taking off there was Tyrell, and she'll have to head all the way back into the pavilion. She'll be very disappointed getting run out in such a manner, particularly as well as it just clipped one of the stumps and she was short of her ground. But good recovery from Sienna Barkway to effect that run out.
Yeah, but I mean, it should have been the striker's call, and the call initially was for the run. Had the non-striker responded immediately, they would have gotten that run quite easily in the end. Look again, they got the run this time, and same misfield.
And particularly with the line that Harrod is bowling as well, you want to have, seeing that Gilbert is getting that stride in and striking it firmly, timing it well down the ground. Herself, Williams did the fielding at cover, but you want to have a very good fielder at mid-off because the majority of the balls are going to go in that direction.
So I would have tried this. Take the mid-wicket out and put it in the cover. Just strengthen that cover area, because yes, she's getting the ball to move away from the right-hander. If they do drive, it's going to go in that general area.
Well, I wanted to point out to you that I would have made that field change because it was a 5-4.
Yeah.
And then she bowled the ball on the leg side.
That's fine. Right, but
it's a bad delivery.
Correct.
But you want to set your field for the right type of bowling.
Correct.
And speaking of the right type of bowling, Duran is going to get another chance.
It's okay. Well, no, this is good. This captain shows confidence in her, and I have no problem with this at all. And look, she starts with a very good delivery. This was an excellent delivery outside the off stump, beating the outside edge. So this is good. You don't want to say, well, okay, you had a pull over, and you take the bowler out and say, well, all right, you relax. No, this is good. Shows confidence in the player. Shows that, okay, yes, you were picking the team to bowl. This is your forte. You should be bowling. And give her the opportunity.
And she's quite experienced as well and capable to produce the type of bowling that you want from an opening bowler. And every game is different. And you hear the cliche, one ball at a time. Concentrate, focus on delivering that one ball and not worry about the entire over. And a wide delivery there again. So she still is struggling. But she's going to have to work through. She's going to have to work through this period here and get it right. Because Ronnie, they're going to bank on her for 7 overs in this innings of 35 overs.
And she's more than capable, as you say, she's experienced, so she's more than capable. And taking the new ball, which means you have the skills necessary. So it's about, just really focusing on doing what is right in terms of putting the ball in the right areas and letting the wicket do the rest. You're getting something out of the wicket. Again, this one, inside edge, past the keeper, and it's going to run all the way for 4. So four runs given, but it's really off an inside edge, really.
When it's not going your way, it really, because that could have easily gone onto the stumps. Tyrell, the new batter to the crease, very fortunate there. She had a tough time of it coming in last year at 1 down. She moved up and down the order, but predominantly batting one down in the batting order. Here she is yet again trying to build on her experience, drawing all of it into this innings here, having won the toss and opting to bat first, the Windward Islands.
Well, it's a new batter, Philip, actually, that got that inside edge.
Well, the captain is out there in the middle.
So,
Tyrell run out for 4, Ronnie.
yes. So,
In fact, she was promoted from one down to open the innings.
again, just wide. Really struggling here. And you have nice overcast conditions. Good conditions for bowling, for fast bowling in particular. It's not hot, it's a bit overcast. And you just have to
Ronnie,
put
you've
it
been
correctly.
warned once before with too much praises to the bowler, and there are dark clouds in the distance, Ronnie. So we don't want it too cool.
This time it's outside edge again found. It goes through that area backward point, and it's going to run close to the boundary. Good piece of fielding. They're going to get 2, and that's all it's going to be.
Yeah,
So she's very unlucky here. Again, outside edge. She's found the inside edge, no, she found the outside edge.
Yeah, we're just going through a bit of a hiccup here with our scoring. It's not 17, not 18 with outlaws actually.
It's
And
28.
Terrell is run out for 4. Gilbert is at the crease. She's on 5. The score, we believe,
It's 30.
is 30 for 1
30 for 1, yes.
after 4 overs.
Correct.
So we did have a couple issues on round 1 with the scoring, and we're just trying to sort that out again. And we currently have 3 different scores. One on the tins that says 31, one on the app that says 30. It's gone up to 31 now, and we just have to get the ticker right for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I think 31 is the correct score, I believe. I think it's 31. Just wait to see.
We can confirm that it's Trisha Haddad coming into bowl.
Correct. She's bowling really well. You have to give her full credit the way she's bowling here, and she's utilizing the conditions, her strength. And again, maybe take that mid wicket out, or even the fielder at that short square leg by the umpire. There's no need for that person.
I would take the square leg out, because anything that's going in direction means the batter is trying to work it from a ball lined around middle and leg, and you do have the protection in a fine leg.
Correct.
But you do want to try to go across the line if you start those away swingers on middle stump. And as evidence right there, right on cue, the fine leg is in place. If she does get something onto that, you can't take the square leg out,
Yes.
and you want to keep that mid wicket in, because if she does try to go with a ball pitching middle going across and gets a leading edge, it can pop up to mid wicket.
Yeah, you're right. And that square leg shouldn't be there. Should be in the cover region. Peeled and not out, says umpire. Umpire Colessa.
The man in charge of the Trinidad and Tobago Umpires Cricket Council, President Kelman Colessa. And I would put it at an extra cover position, where most of the drives have been going. Laurie Williams has fielded a few at cover and to mid-off as well.
Oh, this one is in the air over the fielder at mid-off, and it goes into the boundary for 4. That's a very good shot there. And again, it didn't come off the middle of the bat, but she
mid-off as well.
that it was pitched up.
This one is in the air over the fielder at mid-off, and it goes into the
She
boundary.
wanted to just get over that fielder at mid-off and picks up a boundary.
I like what I'm seeing from Gilbert here. She was a bit timid last year in the batting, but very confident, elevated to the opening position and stroking it well through the offside.
Looking for that Yorker length there.
That's the type of delivery there, Ronnie. Starting on her wrong middle stump, and she's looking to work it. And she turned the bat face. A leading edge could have been picked up, but she decided to play it straight back face to mid-on that occasion, more circumspect. And it shows as well that Gilbert is very focused in this inning. She wasn't getting the runs through the covers. It was straight to the fielders, and as you suggested, she went over the top and picked up a boundary. So she's working it out in her mind.
Yeah, that's excellent. And the thing with her that here, why try? Oh, this one is worked into that mid-wicket region. She's going to get a single. But why try something different? I can understand maybe you want to try the Yorker. That's fine. but it's working for you in pitching the ball just outside the off stump away from the right hander. Why try to bowl the ball and swing and try something different, and you're getting picked off on the leg side?
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. One of the key things that you have to show as a bowler is some patience. You have to nag away at that line. No more famous doing that was one Glenn McGrath.
Correct.
And he was very patient, very consistent. So you don't want to change too much up. And the same batter who was just hitting you over the top for 4 could have easily mistimed one if you just drag your length back more or less that position, put it straight to mid-off.
Durant to continue. This time, that's a better line and length. And it's, I believe it's Torrell. No, that's Gilbert, yeah. Gilbert is on the back foot. Just pushing that one into that point region.
The captain's out there in the middle with Gilbert.
Yeah.
And I think the majority of the runs, these two would want to be the ones scoring it and batting as long as possible. It's 35 overs, which is a long time in today's game. And you can always make up runs coming down in the back end of the innings if you have wickets intact.
We have a heavy wind. This one is guided but straight to the captain there, Williams, at cover. You have a strong wind going across the ground here. It's going from right to left of your screen. So maybe that's one of the reasons why Durant is having so much problem with that ball just moving away, and she's just going a bit too wide, and the wind is taking it a bit wider. Oh, that's a lovely delivery, looking for that Yorker. But I like the intent here from Gilbert. I like the intent.
Seems she just lost her shape there. And again, not just the bowlers have to show patience, the batters as well, because it's been 4 excellent deliveries, it has to be said, from Durant in this over. So a good comeback. Just losing her shape, trying to be a little too aggressive in that occasion, opening up.
Yeah, this is much better. She realized that previous delivery, she tried to go with more power than timing. Had she just looked to time the ball, she probably would have hit it nicely down the ground for at least a single. But she realized that, and this time around, just waiting on the ball and just pushing it into the cover. So this is good here. You can see that's poor delivery down the leg side, wide signal. So you can see the batters now, they're realizing what they are doing and what they are not, what the wicket is doing, what the bowler is doing, and they are adapting accordingly. And that's what you want to see from these rising stars.
Yeah, and I'm very impressed with the opening, this opener, Amaya Gilbert, in this inning so far.
Yeah.
And little good opting for power there again. Her eyes lit up as she saw it short. She's going to get at least one. It goes all the way close to the boundary edge. She's going to come back for 2. But initially missed time. She was hoping that it would come on faster, and it just a bottom edge or the bottom part of the bat past the bowler, and it so happened it squeezed between mid-on and the bowler and almost got 4 runs. So again, the positive mindset from the batsman bringing runs. So 40 for 1, 6 overs gone. She's been very impressive at the top of the order, Gilbert.
Yeah, but just a bit on her shot selection. Maybe that's something she need to look at, and the coaches could work with her on that. Yes, the ball sat up a bit. It was a bit short, and she was looking to pull it through mid-wicket. But you have to realize the wicket is a bit slower. The ball is not coming on. So those horizontal bat shots is going to be a bit difficult to play. So she has to be very careful of those shots. So that's the shot selection. She was lucky that she got enough bat on it and went past the bowler. But she has to be very careful. Had that to continue. And she's bowler. Well, it's a full delivery. It's probably the worst delivery she had bowled on the day.
It's the best delivery she's bowled. The best deliveries are the ones that takes wickets. Well, it swung a great deal in the air. It started outside the line of the leg stump, but swung all the way back in. And we'll have a look at it again. It cannoned into the leg stump.
Just be very careful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the batter that's the captain Philip just missed that totally. I think she just missed that.
Yeah, I think she got bogged down a bit with the loss of the early wicket, and was trying to score and didn't quite expect that type of a delivery, because has been quite accurate. Into the left stump, and I give her a wicket for the experience Trisha Harrod.
Yeah, that's excellent. But that really for her persistent and bowling that ball outside the off stump, and she got rewarded for it. Probably not the delivery she would want to get rewarded for, but it was a delivery that should have been played onto the onside and probably pick up a boundary. But
anything on it, and it might have gone for 4.
Right.
Even though there's a fine leg in place, because we just saw as well one race down to the boundary at long on, despite the wet outfield off of the bat of Gilbert. And the reward here for Harat, the new batter, is in the left-handed Simon.
2 wickets down. Kinda. It's a good start. This one is driven nicely, but straight back to the bowler. So, good start here for the Guyana on the 19s.
Yeah, and Windward Islands winning the toss and opting to bat. And Gilbert is going quite well at one end, but an unfortunate run out of Tyrell, and now losing their captain. And 2 wickets down for 40.
Oh, that's bold. That's a lovely delivery. A pit stop delivery and Yorker length. It cannon into that middle stump, and Harat has a second.
And I was going to say as well that Harat would like the fact that a left-hander has come into strike, knowing how much the ball is moving in the air for her. She immediately went around the wicket and starting it outside.
That's bold. That's a
swing into the left-hand batter. And had she not been aware of it, she's aware now, Simon, that ball is going to come into you, and you have to close that gap between bat and pad. You can't afford to be complacent outside the off stump, and she's lost her off stump.
Yeah, but what I like is attacking the stumps. This is good from the bowlers, attacking the stump, Harat in particular, and she got her reward. But that's a very good, and that's one of a change up we saw in the previous over. It's sort of a loopy delivery, dipping on the batter, and it's sort of Yorker, and hit the stump. So that is excellent from the bowler. I think they are really.
Ronnie, they're going at over 6 runs and over. Gilbert is still there, and somebody just needs to anchor down and stay with her, because with this run rate, if they can bat long, they're gonna get a good total.
This one is appeal for LBW. Not outsells the umpire. Seem to be going down the leg side. But again, good testing stuff here. Simon.
Harat, of course, returning from Malaysia with the West Indies under 19 team in January, so she's coming back with a wealth of experience. She's played a few years at this level as well.
Oh, that's a good delivery again. But give credit to the batter. She was well forward, trying to negate that sort of movement that Harat is getting. So, excellent stuff here.
Well, we've been debating, this is round 2. We debated it in the first round and again here today. It's another good delivery here. We were debating the fact that it's gone to 35 overs instead of 20 overs last year, meaning that there's a longer opportunity for teams to bat as the 7th over comes to an end, 40 for 3. And they're going to have to be cognizant of the fact, so much so that in the recent times, a lot of T20 cricket, and players tend to bat that type of way. So even if you lose wickets, you can still bat 20 overs and not be bowled out. But with 35 overs on the board, you're going to have to learn to bat longer.
I could see the weather there, some sort of dark clouds hovering. We're hoping that they can just pass us. Go over the mountain, water the trees on the mountains. Well, just leave us alone.
I did make the point, and we were speaking about it on Tuesday, that it was curtailed to a 20 over game.
Our producer is signaling rain. We're not going to get rain.
So it might be a T20.
Mr. Rajaram, we're not going to get any rain. Thank you. The rain is going to go away. So it's a good game on hand. The 4 players ended. 7 overs. The power play. It's a good power play for the Guyana. Picking up 3 wickets in the power play. That's exactly what you wanted. Would have probably won more, but picking up 3 wickets in the power play is a very good start for them. Durant to continue. 3 overs. Oh, that's a wild swing there from Gilbert. So Gilbert she can't afford to give away her hand here. She has to stay. She has to be very selective and very careful with the shot she is playing now.
And this is exactly what we're speaking about, Coach Ronnie Bikramdas. They've got to try and bat longer, and that type of shot tells me that she's not quite understanding the match situation now, having lost 3 wickets.
Well, this time it's driving outside edge past that wide slip fielder, and it goes straight to the fielder at third, and there is a single.
You've got to show more temperament, and you are the batter that is doing the scoring out there in the middle. You've seen 2 wickets fall quickly, and you don't want to be out now to a rash shot and make it 4 wickets down. 2 wickets fell with the score on 40. Got to give yourself a little bit more time. Let your partner, and you're going to have to bat in a partnership here, make a partnership, build a partnership. You're going to have to get your partner an opportunity to settle down as well and work through this period of the wickets falling so quickly.
Yeah, and it's just the power plays. This one is driven back past the bowler. They're going to get a single. So this is more like what they want. The power play has ended, so the field has been relaxed. There's a long off in place, and is there? No, that's just that one fielder out, and third one and fine leg in place. So that's 3 fielders out in the boundary. But if fielders relax, you could afford to rotate the strike now, push the ball around, rotate the strike, build the partnership. This is what is required. You lost 3 quick wickets.
And that shot she played there tells me that she's understanding now, because she played a forward defensive. She's looking into the onside for that single and a rotation of strike, because as you mentioned, the field is going to be opening up now to allow for it.
This one is driven on the up. It goes straight to the fielder at long off.
And that is young Sienna Barcoy, the younger sister of Naomi Barcoy, who opened the batting last year for the Guyana outfit. So it's in the genes. It's the first time as well that there's not a Grimmond out there for Guyana. However, there is still a Grimmond. The manager is Mr. Clive Grimmond again this year. So there's always the name Grimmond in a Guyana lineup. In fact, there are 2 or 3 in the senior team.
I think
Reliana
yes,
Grimmond and Chanel Grimmond, I believe it is.
Can't remember.
We'll confirm that through Google.
Well, we have a change in bowling. It seems like, is it?
Tia Isaacs, yes, another medium pacer. And in the 4 teams we've seen so far, Trinidad and Tobago and Leeward Islands, and now these 2.
Yeah, Isaac. This time she starts with a wide.
There's a lot more medium pace bowlers in these lineups. We've seen over the years a lot of spinners, particularly leg spinners in the lineups. But so far in the 4 teams, we've seen a lot of medium pace bowling.
And that is good. If you look at the senior team, women's team as well, there's a lot of pace bowlers, medium pace bowlers on the team. This is wide again.
Is it that 7-year cycle? We were calling for leg spinners, and then we saw a plethora of them over the last few years, and now with Shamar Joseph and Jaden Seals, fast bowling is on the rise again, no pun intended, from short pitch bowling. So we've seen a few medium pacers now at the under 19 level.
That's a better delivery. Just so inside that wide guideline there. So Isaac.
Even on the men's side of it as well, the Trinidad and Tobago team, a number of medium pacers. Just a 1 leg spinner, Brendan Boudou, Aaron Bassant. But there is Toppin and Chase.
Oh, that's a good delivery. But again, Gilbert just looking to go with too much power there. And not just timing the ball. I'm not sure why. Is she looking for ball? Every time the ball is pitched up, she's looking to hit.
And she's losing her shape as well. With the bottom arm taking over, the shoulders are opening and mistiming it into the onside.
Oh, she's bold.
And exactly what you were saying. She's opening up now, a little bit of a head in the air, but turning the shoulder, creating a gap between bat and pad. And Isaacs is looking. We've seen a little bit of seam movement from her into the right hander, and exactly what we were saying, Ronnie. Now the fourth wicket is done, so now you've lost another wicket in the space of 5 runs.
And exactly what you were saying, she's opening up now, a little bit of a head in the air.
And
but
it seemed to have been common. You could see that she seemed to have gotten frustrated out there in not being able to score. But you cannot, you have to understand, it's 385 overs.
And exactly what you were saying,
you're going to get bowlers, you're going to bowl good line and length. You have to show your character in how you get over these sort of situations. And she didn't show good character there. That's not good.
Yes, frustrating.
Frustrating. Just walk
out. It's frustrating in the commentary box.
Yeah, he just had a walk on the wicket and a wild swing.
And we've seen it coming, Ronnie. We're talking about it here. And she's just lost all focus. Instead of anchoring down to stabilize the innings, she's still trying to be quite aggressive with the field spread, because the power play has gone, and gifted her wicket to Tia Isaacs.
Yeah, so Isaac, after bowling 2 wides, have come back really nicely here. And that is much better. Getting well forward. And you have enough time. You could afford to give yourself an over or 2 to get in, to get a feel of the pitch. And that's the thing with Gilbert. She was there. She knew how the pitch was playing. There was no need for that shot. Isaac.
And that is more the type of shot she should have been looking for. An excellent forward defensive, just breaking the wrist slightly to turn it into the onside, playing with the movement of the ball, I might add, coming into her. Looking to settle down now, the new batter,
George,
the wicket keeper in this lineup, Kyla George.
Oh, that's a good delivery, appeal. That one seemed to have dipped a bit. And you got that inward movement which we saw with Gilbert. So that's an excellent start there from Isaac. And you look at that scorecard. It's not a scorecard you'd be proud of. Only Gilbert there with 14. Nothing really to talk about. A captainship team with 6 from 7. But the others never really got going. And you have to give credit to the bowlers. It has been some really good bowling, especially from Harder. Kept things really nice and tight. So it's going to be a bowling change as well from this southern end. Looks like it's going to be full sign of spin.
Yeah, and it's the veteran in the lineup, Danielle Mans. Picked up a wicket in that first game against Jamaica, and she was the leading wicket taker in this Guyana lineup last year. So she's very experienced.
And well, she's coming in at a good time as well. 45 for 4. The top 4 batters already in the shed. So it would be nice for her to just settle down into a rhythm and bowl a nice tidy line and length. And well, because of her record, as you just spoke of, we know she's capable of taking wickets.
There's that leg spin that we mentioned as well.
This one went straight on. Not the traditional leg spin. Bit too short, but you can understand the batter in not trying to really look to hit the ball through the onside. You've already lost 4 early wickets, so you want to consolidate a bit.
Yeah, it's been the total has been helped with 20 sundries in the innings so far in this total of 45. So 25 have come off of the bat. So they were helped by the extras early on, but not taking advantage of it.
This one is a bit shorter guided. So they're not, these 2 batters, you can see they're not really taking any chances. They're just looking to, if I could use it, to survive at the moment.
You're spot on, because it's not just, it's a change in bowling at both ends now, and you know that leg spin comes on in this time of the innings where you could tend to drag a batsman, tempt them with the flight to play an aggressive shot. But we're going to want to see a few overs of introspection in the innings. There's a googly shout for LBW.
Yeah, that seemed to be going down the leg side. Good decision by umpire. So a good start there from Man. That's a very good start to her spell. So
10 overs running, 45 for 4. Still a healthy run rate. But now you still have 25 overs to bat. You're going to have to try and stick it out, bat long, build a partnership, and wait for loose deliveries. Going to have to try and figure out a method here, George, of how to play the inward movement of Tia Isaac.
Well, she played it the previous over really well. And this is good, just getting on the front foot and just letting that go. We saw her play it in the previous over with the fall of Gilbert's wicket, where she just came in, she was looking to get way forward and play the ball as late as possible. So that is good, and even play with the inward movement. We saw her just turn a few into the onside.
I have a question for you, Mr. Bikram Das.
Come on. That's a lot of appeal for LBW. No? Not out, says the umpire. Maybe a bat on that.
So Isaacs is on, and in my opinion, she's bowling from the correct end because the wind is going to assist her to get that ball to swing in. Harat has 2 wickets. You're 4 wickets down. Would you have brought her back just for a short burst? 7 overs maximum per bowler. So she does have 3 remaining, but she's picked up 2 wickets. Try to give her another over, and perhaps from this end now, so the wind coming across her right shoulder can aid with a bit of outswing, and try to pick another wicket.
That's a good strategy, but I think what they're doing now is good. Give the bowlers, let's see what the others can do, an opportunity, and you can come back because you already, it's not a difficult situation. The captain is probably relaxed because you already picked up the top 4 batters, and that's a dream for any captain.
I'll tell you why I asked the question. Because of the conditions. It's overcast, the ball is swinging around. Just an additional over of medium pace swing bowling, just to maximize the condition. There's a lot of moisture in the pitch as well, so it's very conducive to this type of swing bowling, hence the 4 wickets on the board.
Maybe you would have hold back man a bit longer, try another medium piece, and probably give Durant and say another over, or maybe now switch Hala to descend, try something, because it's very good condition for seam bowling.
And as well, if she was bowling, and we made the point earlier when she started, it's a waist swingers to the right hander, and she would have gotten the wind to help her as well, coming across her right shoulder to aid with the swing. Of course, she didn't need it. She was bowling at the opposite end and still getting the new ball to swing away. But it's now 10 overs old.
That's a wonderful delivery again, Yorker length delivery, and we've seen that from all the bowlers. They're able to get that more or less dip late on the batters and more or less making it into a Yorker length. So this is excellent bowling here from Guyana bowlers. Seem to be well drilled, know what they are capable of, and you have to give credit to the captain. She knows her bowlers, what their strengths are, where they bowl and bowl them the right hand. So far, to me, I feel, they're bowling at the right hand.
Are you saying Guyana is a well-oiled machine?
Exxon?
Exxon? Sponsored by Exxon?
Maybe. So, it's good stuff from the Guyana outfit at the moment. This time full toss, but not able to take advantage.
Right on cue, Mr. Bikram.
Not able to take advantage of that full toss. But again, that's not bad. I would take that, because the fact that the wickets are intact, that's what you want. You wouldn't mind a maiden or 2, or just a few overs with 1 or 2 runs. That is fine. But you want to start building the partnership. That's exactly what is happening here. So the spinner, continue the leg spinner. That one on the edge, I believe. Let's see. Again, and that's one facet or aspect of the game by signal. I think they need to work on. That's a run in between the wicket, because she played the shot and she missed the ball, granted, but the non-striker was calling her and she was just in her own world. Rehearsing the shot. Just in her own world.
You need some more, build some game awareness. It was a comedy of errors in that last delivery.
This one is just guided. So you can see there's no real effort to put power on the ball. Just use the pace and probably just guide the ball around. So this is very good here. Yeah, it's probably not the cricket you want to see, but it is this playing this. Oh, and that's a low appeal. That should be high. I think that's a bit high. My first glance of it. Let's see if I am correct. If my producer can give me that replay. I guess not. Thank you very much, Mr. Producer. So yeah, I believe that one was a bit too high, but the umpire agreed with me. I think
He was just checking our decibel level. Just trying to create the perfect production here for Cricket 360.
Is my pitch on time? Yes.
Much like the bowling of Isaacs and Haddad. You are pitch perfect.
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Vikram Das.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rajarab.
So it's slow going here. Just 7 runs so far in the last 3 overs.
But again, as we were talking about, it's playing the situation of the game. And the situation of the game as it stands warrant that sort of batting from the Windward Islands. As the over comes to an end, it's going to be the drinks break now. It's very hot out there, so they need a drink. Okay, I will rephrase that. It's a drinks break now, so they're going to take a break. They're going to have a drink. Maybe we'll take a break as well and have a drink of water, that is. So we're back here, all refreshed. It's Isaac to continue. That's a lovely delivery. That one came back sharply into the right-hander and just seemed to be going down the leg side. But lot of inward movement here, utilizing the conditions, because as we said before, there's a strong breeze going across, wind going across from right to left of your screen, and she's really utilizing. Look at that again, look at that inward movement. But give credit to the batter, she's really playing with that swing, that inward movement, and just playing it into the onside.
And it can't be understated enough, because Isaac, although the wind is helping her, she has to start that ball so far wide outside the off stump so it doesn't go down the leg side.
Oh, this one a bit too straight, worked away nicely, and that's Delisha. She's gonna get off the mark. No, she's off the mark already, so she's gonna get another one. It's 47 for 4.
And in contrast to Hara, who was getting the ball to go in the other direction, it's a 5-4 field. I would actually put 5 on the onside, because of the fact that everything now is going to be worked into the onside. So take that additional fielder from the off, place them on the on. And that's what I was talking about there, Ronnie. She has to start it so wide outside of the off stump with that wind across the ground. And at times you start it so wide, as any fast bowler would tell you, that it doesn't come back at all, because it's too wide, because your action pushed it wider and it doesn't get the opportunity to come back, just with the body mechanics.
This one is in the air and taken. What a catch! That's a wonderful catch by the skipper, Williams. She just stuck her right hand out and it's stuck in there. What a catch it is! And that's
just with the body mechanics.
Wicket number 5. But look at this catch.
So it's in the air and taken. What a catch! That's a wonderful catch by the skipper, Williams.
And the bowler was they were all so amazed at what happened there. But that's a spectacular catch. Give full credit to the Captain Williams there. That one looked like it was going to pass her, but she just stuck that right hand out. Just have a look at that. Wow. That's amazing.
What a catch! That's a wonderful catch. Good.
Playing each ball on its merit before the drinks break, knowing that the break was coming to keep our wickets intact. And how often we see after the drinks break the wicket falling, because it's just losing that bit of focus and concentration.
So that's 5 wickets on. It's a appeal for LBW. And nothing really from the bowler, but more from the fielders on the outfield. And that brings the over to an end. Excellent over. And I believe it's 48 for 5. Yep. Yes. At the end of 13, Isaac picking up 2 for 4 in her 3 overs.
This is what we were worried about, Ronnie. With that wind and the dark clouds, it brought the rain a little bit closer to us. It's drizzling right now. This play continues.
I would blame our producer. I told him that the rain was going to go on the mountains. He said that it was going to come here. So I would blame our producer.
He called it?
Yes, I would blame our producer for that.
Does he know the lotto numbers?
Well, I'm not sure.
It's coming down quite harder now.
Well, you can see the ground staff. They are in position. This one is worked away into the onside, to the offside, sorry. They're going to get just a single. But it's really coming out a bit heavier there. The ground staff are in position. And they're just waiting on the umpires to give them that signal. But at the moment, they're staying out there.
I just saw umpire square leg Cow Lesser just looking across to Mr. Passad, the head ground staff, just asking him what he might consider doing. And the wicket is fall. Ball, the man's playing across the line to a short of a length delivery. It spun, it kept a bit low, and another wicket falls now. So 6 wickets down, and this is what you don't want to see. The rain starting to come, and the batter just having to bat through that period, not quite sure what they should be doing, if they're going to come off or not. And then the wicket falls, and immediately when the wicket falls, the covers come onto the pitch. It's not something that any manager would be happy with, losing a wicket and the covers being brought on, thinking that they should have gone off of the field and not lost the wicket. But it's now 6 wickets down with the score on 48. So we have lost 5 wickets in the space of 8 runs.
in just around 7 overs. So with that score, and it's not going to be a long shower, and it's already slowing up. And that was a conversation I think umpire Kaulesa was having with the head groundsman, Mr. Passad, as in, and he got the signal from the groundsman that they could play through it, that it wasn't going to be a long shower at all. And so much so with the players just walking, and in fact the umpire just walking off the field, and it stopped raining, Ronnie.
Yeah, it has. It looks a bit clear to our right, and the rain it's still drizzling a bit, but it seemed to be passing. So maybe this should have come up a bit earlier and then allow that rain. But remember, the longer they stay out there, there's more rain or moisture on the pitch. And that's why I think it was a poor decision for them to stay out there
for the extra 2 deliveries.
Correct.
Because at least they would have gotten on the full set of covers to cover the pitch itself.
Yeah.
But to be fair to the umpire, he was looking across of the groundsman to indicate, and we all knew that it was going to pass very quickly. It's just the amount of rain that was falling. You could have paused the play, because for the mere fact that it has cost a wicket, so it's a significant impact to the game itself in terms of that, as we see the amount of rain falling while the delivery was being bowled. And no manager wants to see that immediately when the wicket falls, the batter is not even off the pitch and they're calling for the covers. So it's a very unfortunate situation, but it's one that we see time and time again. And we're in the rainy season, so you would expect it to rain. And on Tuesday, in fact, one of the game completely abandoned due to rain at the National Cricket Centre. And this game here, no result as well, with only the first innings getting to 20.3 overs. And of course, the one game that was completed, Guyana lost, and was only 10 overs in the innings, was managed in the first inning. So Guyana again had to bat through a difficult portion of that game, because they would not have known how many overs they were going to face with the rains around. So you have to try to bear that in mind when you are batting first. And interestingly enough, Ronnie, at the toss, I did ask Laurie Williams what she would have done, and she said she would have batted first as well. But we do see a lot of captains, they opt to field first with the weather around, so they would know exactly what total they were chasing. Last year, in fact, the Trinidad and Tobago team batted last in every game, whether they won the toss or not. But they had the opportunity to gauge the innings, knowing that the weather would be influencing the outcome of the game in terms of how many overs.
Yes, so the covers are being removed, so we'll just have to wait to see what the condition of the pitch would be like in terms of the amount of moisture, amount of rain on it. The third umpire is there having a look to ensure that everything is done properly. So it's good to see the covers coming off, which means we're going to have play pretty soon. And it seems like it's going to be that kind of day, a sort of start-stop day. It looks to be a bit clearer to our right where the rains come from, but it's still some dark clouds around. So we're hoping it stays away. We're hoping it stays away, but at the moment it's really affecting the game. So
in the other game, and rain seems to be making an impact there as well. Trinidad and Tobago against Barbados. Trinidad and Tobago batting first, and Jessica Davis promoted to opening the batting. She's not out on 4. Amrita Ramtahal, she has been dismissed by Collymore for 4. Collymore picking up the captain as well, Brianna Haricharan, with 2 wickets for her. Haricharan going for 1. And Tamika Pargo is at the crease. Just faced 2 deliveries with Jessica Davis. And 25 for 2, 6 overs gone.
it seems like no play thus far at the National Cricket Centre in that Jamaica Leeward Islands game. So whether it's having its say on the tournament.
Well, it has to be said as well, you know, the people question why we playing in knowing that it's going to rain. But cricket is now an all-round year sport, and you have to learn to play through every single type of condition. And it is a learning experience here as well. And in fact, we have now test matches in the Caribbean occurring during the rainy season. I'm not saying that it helps West Indies in any way when it does rain, that the game doesn't go to 5 days.
Well, the rain may help them play at least 4 or 5
4
days.
5 days?
Yeah. So it will help them, but
try to go
it's
past
not,
3
it's not
days.
going to help the result. The result might be the same, right? But it may allow them to play at least 4 or 5 days of cricket.
Of course, the third test match, West Indies versus Australia on tour. Just read an article that Hazelwood might be returning home.
Yes, he is.
And,
They're resting him because of his injuries he had prior to this tournament.
And we've seen them in its player management. We've seen
Yes.
them do this with him in particular. They want to try and preserve and lengthen his career in the
Yeah.
test match format while still not impeding his T20s
yeah.
and ODIs.
Yeah.
So you can try to maximize, and it also allows them to introduce other players who are knocking on the door, such as Boland, who is also up to the task.
Well, remember, this test is going to be a day-night test. And Boland swings the ball a lot more than Hazelwood. So he's definitely going to be a handful.
He does have a few hat tricks, does he? Yeah, at
Yes,
least
he
one
does.
hat trick.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Pink ball affair in Jamaica, Sabina Park. And we're just reading as well a couple issues with the lights. Hopefully it will be sorted out in time for that test match to get underway. The first day-night test match in the Caribbean.
Yes.
We've had a few regional 4-day games that have been
Correct.
played under lights.
Yes.
So
in Trinidad, in Brian Lara Cricket Academy, had in Barbados, in Kingston. I think somewhere else they did play day night as well. I'm not sure if they played in Jamaica. I don't think they played a day night in Jamaica. So I'm surprised that they actually put the day night game in Jamaica. But that's just the way it is scheduled. So
West Indies, of course, have played under lights in test matches in England,
well, remember
Australia.
they played in Australia, yes. I believe that's the test match they won.
So is that why it's in Jamaica under lights, right? We're set here to resume after the Mans is going to continue after picking up a wicket off her last delivery, and the new batter out there in the middle. We'll run through the batting card.
Celestine, I believe. It's Ross, is it?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm seeing
Left-hander Ross.
Yeah. Oh, generous flight there by Mans. That's excellent bowling. And that one just beating the outside edge. So this is very good stuff here from the Brighton Stars under 19 women from Guyana. They really put the Windward Islands under pressure. This one is worked away. It's going to be an easy single in the end. So that's good. Just looking to rotate the strike. That's not bad at all. So at the end of 14 overs, the 50 is up with that single. It's 50 for 6. The Windward Islands on the 19 women. Remember, they won the toss and elected to bat first. But you have to give credit to the Guyana woman bowling attack. They have bowled really well, utilized the conditions, utilized the new ball really well, and have picked 6 wickets thus far. I believe that is that I believe that's Mount St. Benedict's. The cameraman just give me that correct information. I was trying to remember. It is Mount St. Benedict's. The church.
Just the quarters to the back of the church.
Yeah.
There's a big swimming pool in the back there.
Yes, yes it is. Isaac to continue an appeal for LBW, and my co-commentator raises his finger almost immediately. But it's not out, sir. It's not
Have
out.
a look at it again.
Probably height. An issue.
Remember,
Yes.
she's getting that ball to come
I got the nod
across.
of approval from the cameraman, so yes. This one definitely down the leg side, wide signal by the umpire.
And ironically, Ronnie, Selena Ross is out there. She would have appreciated these conditions, the opening left-arm fast bowler. She does get the ball to swing a great deal. And she may be hoping that when it is their turn to bowl, that she will have similar conditions to try and exploit. But right now, she's trying to do a job with the bat.
Isaac. Oh, this bowled all over the shop. That one seemed to have just pitched and moved away from the left-hander, and that's the general instinct as she gets to the right-hander. This one moved away and it hit the off stump, and Ross has to go. And that's 3 for Isaac now. Look at that one. Just moving away from the left-hander.
She just corrected slightly from the one where they went up for LBW, just adjusting the line. But I have to say, even from our angle, you could see the front leg of Ross just moving more down to middle stump, so the ball would have been angling in and pitched and then swinging and clipping the top or striking the off stump. And that's a peach of a delivery there from Tia Isaac, and as well she should celebrate. And an excellent bowling spell from her. She has astonishingly 3 for 5s, but not so astonishingly working well with the conditions to peg Windward Islands back and have them 7 wickets down with 51 runs on the board.
Yeah, remember, we're only into the 15th over, so it's a lot of overs to come still, but it's already 7 wickets down. It's not looking good for the Windward Islands women here on the 19 women. 51 for 7, and Isaac into an excellent spell here. She's in the 4th over and already picked up 3 wickets. And this one is sitting on the toes, and appeal for LBW. No, says the umpire. And I'm not sure why they were thinking about a single there. That was an easy single.
She doesn't want the striker.
Well, I could understand that point. I'll take that point. But it's an easy single. It came up the toe, her toe, and it went all the way down to the third. The fielder had that third man boundary, and they were thinking about if to run a single. The non-striker just stood at the non-striker's end.
Yeah, Tyson was beseeching Francois to come through. Like, why are you not running?
Full delivery down the leg side.
And this is why you want to try and bat as long as possible. The extras are on offer, and it's a significant contributor to this total. 25 extras in a total of 52. And it would give the bowler something to bowl at. We've seen last year the Windward Islands, they've been struggling to get to totals of 70 and over. So they would have wanted to have done better winning the toss and opting to bat here, but it's not so quite yet.
Oh, that's again 2 straight going down the leg side. And it's let's see the signal from the umpire. Yes, bat onto it. So she did get some bat onto that. And they go for a single. 53 now. 7.
There's been a mixed bag in this over with the left hand right hand combination. Even when Ross was there, the left hander, we've seen 3 deliveries go down the leg side. 4 in fact, 1 on appeal. Back around the wicket.
Yeah. She seemed to be bowling round the wicket to the left-handers and just over the wicket to the right-hander. But this is good. You see this more in international cricket now, or cricket all around the world, franchise cricket. Bowlers tend to go round the wicket. The right-handers in particular would go round the wicket to the left-handed batters. It's just to get that ball. Oh, that one was full. And she got some bat onto it, pulled it away, but straight to the field at short square leg. And that's a similar delivery that the captain, Phillips, was bowled with. But this time she got bat onto it.
Yes, and I was about to say as well, you're going to get loose deliveries here at this level in the women's under-19 cricket. And if you just bat long enough, it's going to add significantly to the total, as well as you can score off of loose deliveries and getting additional runs off the wides as well when they go down, not held by the keeper, going down to the boundary. But you've got to be able to bat long enough to benefit from those sundries.
The leg spinner, man, is back in the attack. This one is down the leg side. Well, again, and she's out. Well, she's gone. The keeper missed it to begin with. Then she recovered. The striker was looking for the single, but the non-striker wasn't even bothered. She was planted at the non-striker's end. And you have to give credit to the keeper. She took her gloves off and a straight throw onto the stumps, direct hit, and the batter is out.
Latoya Williams doing excellent work there, taking the glove off the sister of the captain, Laureen Williams. So good pedigree as well in the family, effecting that run out with a direct hit. And you know the sport fencing?
Yes.
We tend to describe that type of running between the wicket as sword fighting or fencing. The bat out in front is yes, no, back and forth. And it usually leads to a run out.
Well, I put it as they probably just want to have a discussion. So they tend to go to the middle of the pitch to have a discussion and then decide which end they want to go back to. But sometimes it's too late after the discussion.
Well, the fencing is a double meaning because the batters are sitting on the fence, not knowing if to come through for the run or not. Well, I'm very sure already that they're going to sit and have a conversation in the dressing room.
Well, we spoke about it
at the end of the game.
We spoke about it. The run in between the wickets seemed to be very poor in this Windward Islands batting lineup, and they need to really correct that aspect of the game. Oh, that one was played off the stumps. If she had missed that, I think it would have been plumb LBW, but she got some bat on it and she's going to come back for 2. So that's excellent running this time. From small, that's excellent running. And I'm surprised that Tyson actually came back for that.
Yeah. They
well,
have
probably because she knows she was going to be at the non-striker's end. No, come on. Don't say things like that, Billy. Come on. Why would you say something like that, Billy?
They need to get their ABCs right when it comes to running. A, B, C, D, E, in fact.
They need the whole alphabet.
A for awareness, B for backing up, C for calling, which is a big problem here, and D for the decision making, if to come through for the run or not. And then E, the execution of it has to be on point. Batting is running between the wickets, is communication between two batters, And you have to get that communication right.
Oh, again. Probably a bit too high.
She's playing with danger there. 2 feet pointing down the wicket to the leg spinner with the ball coming back into her. She's just asking for trouble.
Well, we saw her did that from the very first delivery, and she did get some bat onto it. But this time around, not making any contact. But a bit too high, I would say. So 56 for 8. Guyana well on top here. This one is played straight to the fielder and a chance for... Oh, well, had that been a clean pickup, it would have been an opportunity for a run out. Because, again, the non-striker, Tyson, was calling for the single. The striker, Small, wasn't even bothered. And this time, Small was right because it went straight to the fielder. That shouldn't have been a single. You should have waited for the misfield, then look for the single. So... they really need to get that. And they need to realize running between it. The striker, if anything in front of her, is her call. The non-striker in front of her is her call. So you have to be careful of that decision. So if it's behind the non-striker, it should be the call of the striker.
And you have to trust the call.
Correct. So anytime you say no, it's because you are ball watching on which you are doing the wrong thing. So these are the small... areas or aspects of the game that you just need to tighten up on. And I know they are on the 19s. They need to learn these sort of aspects of the game. But you can't learn these things when you're out there or try to learn in the middle. You have to plan that before. And this is what they call, when you train and you practice and you play situations or scenarios. So you play a certain scenarios. We are in the middle 10 overs. This is what we are going to do and this is what we're going to practice. So when you are in that situation in the middle, you know how to adapt. You know what to do. This one is driven... appeal from the bowler because it went straight back onto the stumps at the non-striker's end. But did she get a hand on it?
I think she did. Devona Tyson and Giada Small at the crease, 56 for 8 in 16.1 overs. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Ronnie, and I'll tell you why. I had a word with the manager, Yasmin Saint Aj, and
this one is played nicely, but straight to the fielder at mid-wicket.
Firstly, my conversation was how to pronounce her last name. So Saint Aj, spelled A-N-G-E.
That's always important.
That's very important. And she told me that they didn't have a camp leading up to this tournament. Also,
this one again, good delivery. Not able to get it away, but you see Tyson looking to be a bit aggressive here. She has to be very careful. Still a lot of overs to go.
She also said that they didn't have opportunities to play out in the middle, and that is reflected in the calling because there are a number of new players in the lineup.
This one is driven straight back past the bowler. They're going to get through for an easy single in the end. Good piece of fielding, but safely home. So this time the calling was really good. It was loud, clear, and early. And both batters, the call was made. Both of them started to run. The run was made very easily in the end. So this is what they need to do more often than not.
Correct, and they didn't have the opportunity to work a lot on it. There are 7 new players in this Windward Islands team, and 2 of them out there in the middle, and Giada Small, who was in some conflict running in the wicket with George as well, led to that run out because, as I said, they didn't have the opportunity to do much warm-up matches and match type situation to allow them to be ready for match situation, match simulation practice out in the middle. They didn't have a lot of opportunity to do that, and when they came to Trinidad with the weather as well, only one session was on the field outdoors, and it rained on that particular day. So that delivery signaled over the waist by umpire Kelman, And a couple of things happening there. It's going to be a free hit here. The rains have started again. The ground staff are at the ready. And so is our cameraman. And Mr. Bikram Das is off, securing the equipment as this free hit goes down the leg side. She had a small facing up to it as Isaac bowls a wide delivery, but she's going to have to re-bowl this one as a free hit. She has 3 for 10, Tia Isaacs. And 6 of those runs of that 10 have come in extras. So just 4 runs off the bat. And this one goes past the bat on the inside, between the inside edge and the off stump. As her 5th over comes to an end, the rains have subsided. So she has figures of 3 for 10 in 5 overs, Tia Isaac. Trisha Haddad picked up 2 wickets for 17 in her 4 overs. Durant none for 26 in 4. And Danielle Mans, who continues on for her 5th over now, bowled 2 maidens and has 1 for 4. An excellent spell from her, and she has come on and created the pressure that has led to some of the runouts and has also led to a significant decrease in the current run rate. Full flighted in livery, pitched, lifted in the air and landing in front of Sienna Barkway. And just a half chance there. Picked up, hit down the ground to long on. So showing some intent there was Tyson. Takes her on to 2. As there is going to be a fielding change now with that shot and that show of aggression from Tyson. As the deep square leg. Well, the square leg drops to about 3/4 way to the boundary and a fielder comes on the offside. And they're going to get a single on the offside off of the boot of Mans. So an additional fielder coming on the offside to make it 6 on the offside and 3 on the on. 4, in fact, there is a fine leg to the leg spinner. The shout for appeal. I think they have forgotten about that fielder out there at fine leg, Ronnie, as you return to the commentary box.
Well, she's there, just in case. Because, as I said, well, there's no third man in place, so maybe that's why she's down there, just in case it passes the keeper. But I think she's a bit too wide if she's down there.
She's not even moving. no backing up. She's there for the overthrow, Ronnie.
Yeah, but she needs to be a bit straighter. If it's in case the keeper misses, she has to be a bit straighter. She's a bit too wide for that position anyway, if that's the reason she's there.
I think you're right, because a few have gone down the leg side off of Mans and just trickled past, running down to the boundary. So, not wanting to say that Latoya Williams is having a bad day behind the stump. She's having a good day.
Yes, she is. Oh, this one is pulled. Oh, that's a bit of misfeel by the captain. Is it the captain? No, it's not. Durant, yeah. And they're going to get through for a single. Maybe in a bit too close.
Durant is still having a good day today.
She didn't do well in the last couple of overs, but the first over wasn't good at all. It's going to be Mans to continue. 1 for 7 enough into 5th over.
So it's starting to drizzle again. The ground staff have grabbed the covers again. Sachin, our cameraman, might just have to adjust his position. He's out in the rain again.
He's doing a good job.
As he gives us that shot.
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
Of the
Up and
ground
down
staff.
the ladder to get the camera. He's getting a good workout today. You don't need to go to the gym this evening.
Our cameraman, Mr. Sachin Mohammed. There's his shot of the ground staff as we return to the main screen. Thanks to our producer, Mr. Machu Rajaram.
Really? Really?
off the inside edge. It's going to be runs here, Ronnie. It might just be 4 of them. It is, in fact, a boundary, and we haven't seen one of those for quite a while. And Tyson gets an inside edge. Isaacs concedes the first boundary of her spell. Just past the leg stump off the inside. Racing down to our cameraman there, Sachin. So he equips us with that shot. And 4 runs to the total. 66 for 8. 18.1 gone.
Yeah, not a very good delivery again from Isaac. She's really targeting the stumps. You have to give her credit for that. And inside edge, the batter is really, this time she's pulling away. And normally you would see the other batters looking to go forward, play those deliveries, and you know, if it misses, you get the stumps being hit. But here Tyson is looking to be a bit aggressive, looking to pull the ball into the onside, and it's really throwing Isaac off a bit. This one is hit down the ground. It's going to be just a single. But I like what Tyson is trying to do here, put the bowler off.
Well, it's an unorthodox method of batting. One you tend to see more in the academies when trying to, with the youngsters, learning the skill of batsmanship. And it's that type of shot where you see they're tugging across the line of the delivery with the front foot just going straight down the wicket or even clearing the front leg. It's a method that is now adopted when trying to accelerate in terms of clearing the front leg and going across the line to the offside. And that is where it originated in the youth academies.
This time.
Yeah, in contrast, stepping across, bat behind, leg behind, head over. Giada Small showing how it's done. 67 for 8. 678 is the score in the 19th over.
There's a good partnership building here as well, and this is what you want. Some sort of resistance. The ball, this one came back in. That one passed between bat and pad. Just missed the off stump.
Mr. Bikram almost sticking under the wicket.
Come on, Billy. Come on. Let's not go there. Happened already. Let's not go there. So, just coming back into the right hand and just missing that off stump. So, this is excellent bowling here from Isaac. This time. And she's given. Well, this one a bit fuller. Came back in. I thought maybe there's a bat on that. You could see the batter was seeming that there was some bat on that. And it seemed to be pad first. And, well, the umpire, let's say he's in the best position. And he says it's out. So it's out.
Is it any surprise, Mr. Bikram, that the wicket fell?
It's so the partnership has ended. That's what you were getting to, Billy. So I'm going to say it. Right? The partnership has ended.
The wicket ushered in by Mr. Bikram. The 9th wicket down. No, the score was also 6-7-8. Is that a Nelson as well? Or is it just the 1-2-3 or 1-1-1? We'll have to make some inquiry as to that. But it certainly is the 9th wicket going down, and Isaac has 4 for 15. And I was making mention when her figures was 3 for 10 that 6 of those runs came from extras, so it was just 4 runs off the bat.
She deserves a 5 and this one should be signaled 4 as well as a no ball. We'll wait until the umpire. Yes, it is 4 and it is a no ball. So that one was way above the waist height, and Tyson said thank you very much and pulled that through mid wicket for 4.
Well, the
no ball and the free hit coming up.
The unorthodox method that she has is actually the correct way to play that type of delivery. So anything along those lines in her zone, she looks to execute, and she did execute. They're benefiting from the extra as well. So 5 runs to the total. 71 for 9.
Free hit coming up, and again looking to go big, but you have to give credit to Mans there. She pulled it a bit straighter. She cramped Tyson for room, so she wasn't able to free those arms. So that's a good comeback there. And it's a dot delivery. Pulled away into mid wicket. It's going to be a single, and that's all. So this is a good fight back here from Tyson. She's on 13 from 14 deliveries, and this is exactly what you wanted.
And we made mention of it that the Windward Islands in the T20s yesterday, through 20 overs, the totals that they have gotten to is in that range, over 70 to 90 runs or so. So they're at that point now. We're at the 20th over mark as well, ironically. But it is a 35 over affair.
Could the game finish in 20 overs?
Well, if we could get Mr. Ronnie Bikram that's off of commentary.
And it's over.
Oh,
That's
my
the
goodness.
fall of the
Oh, my
last
goodness.
wicket. That's the fall of the last wicket. And it's man picks up her second. Well, a second in the over.
Is that your third wicket of the day, Mr. Bikram Das? Another wicket ushered in, the final wicket falling with this particular delivery as we have a look at it again. And just a question that I wanted to ask, was it on the verge of that second bounce through to the batter? Because it was dying on the way to the batter, but got played back into the hands of the bowler, and Mans has her second wicket of the innings as it inevitably comes to an end. 72 all out in 19.4 overs as we look at it here again. Just wondering how close that was to a second bounce.
Yeah, but again, it's slow. The wicket is a bit slow, and she was pushing at that one. Should have been waiting for it, pushing at that one, and in the end, it's
could have been a no ball, Ronnie. She allowed it to bounce a second time, and
so
the innings would have
Mr.
lived
Furlong,
on.
It's the end of the innings. That's the 10th wicket to fall in the 20th over. So just to quickly run through the batting lineup. Gilbert and Tyrell opened the baton. Gilbert batted pretty well for 14 from 31 deliveries. Tyrell, she made 4 from 7. The captain Phillips, Natalia Phillips, she made 6 from 7. Simon, she was bowled for no score. Second, that was an excellent delivery. And then the bit of mix-up by Francois, she was run out for 4. George, the keeper, she was caught. Williams bowled Isaac, one of her very good wickets from Isaac. She went for no scores. Celestine, she also went for no scores, bowled man. Ross, she went for 1. She was bowled by Isaac for 1. And then we had a bit of partnership here between Tyson and Small. Tyson remained not out on 13. Small, she was LBW, Isaac for 2. And the last wicket to go, Adams, Cotton Bowl Mans for no score. The two, just to tell you that there were 28 extras. 28 extras of a total of 72. And out of that, 25 were wides. 25 were wides. So that's something they need to look at.
Yeah, and looking at the fall of wickets, the first wicket fell with the score on 20, then it was 2 for 40, and then 5 wickets fell for just 6 runs, the 7th wicket falling at 51, the 8th at 55, and the 9th at 67, all out for 72. The pick of the bowlers, Tia Isaac, 4 for 15 in 6, and Mans 2 for 12 with Haddad 2 for 14. So that's it at the innings break. 73 for victory, 35 runs, 25 overs to get it in, and we'll be back after the break.
So we're back here, and it's nice, cool condition, overcast conditions, and we're here for the reply. Remember, the Windward Islands, they won the toss and elected to bat first, and in their turn at the crease, they could have only managed 72 in 19.4 overs. They were bowled out in the 20th over. Now, Guyana, their turn to respond. Remember, they only, in their first game, they only made 27 in 10 overs. But they have 35 overs in which to make that 72 runs. And we're going to see the response as I welcome back Billy Furlong.
Thanks, Ronnie. And we can only determine if that 72 is enough based on conditions and how these bowlers, how well they execute. And are they able to get the significant amount of swing and seam movement we saw from the Guyana bowlers? And Selena Ross, who is quite capable of moving that ball around in the air and off the seam. She has ball in hand. She's a veteran at this level, very much experienced. And the openers, Laurie Williams, the captain, and Jada Fraser might just have their hands full with this new ball. There is still moisture in the air. We're not quite out of the woods yet in terms of rain. And just a slight delay as well in the start of proceedings, as already for us there is a first slip in place. And is that the captain moving into a gully position? So very much they would have discussed it based on the feel here, Ronnie, that they are going to try to maximize these conditions. And now the gully comes out and goes to point.
Just cover point, and there's a point as well. But they need to take wickets. Put it this way, they need to bowl Guyana out in order to win this match. So they have to give themselves every opportunity to take wickets. Oh, that's a good start. A loud appeal for LBW. Not out, says the umpire. So that's exactly the start that they wanted. She's bang on track, on target. That first delivery. And looking to pitch it up to see what they can get from the conditions. One, from the pitch. Two, and utilize that new ball. Three. So it's going to be Ross to continue bowling from the northern end. That one, you can see the ball is tailing in a bit to the right-hander. So there's a bit of movement out there because of the conditions. So it's how they're going to utilize the bowlers, the Windward Islands bowlers, going to utilize these conditions now. It's going to be very important in this first 5 overs.
Yeah, Selena Ross is quite adept at producing the 3 things that you mentioned specifically there. And I just want to start on the off-stump line to get it to come back.
Again, that one, you can see that one just swinging in the air, coming back into the batter. But she played it well, played it through that extra cover region, and well, actually straight down the ground, and picks up 4 runs.
Yeah, while it was swinging in the air, it was being hammered down the ground because it was a full toss. Yep. And sometimes you don't mind that as well, because with the ball swinging, it can just creep in between bat and pad from the left-hand bowler. But it was played quite well. She kept the bat face down the pitch, which meant that she had full contact off the face. And that is where you want to be playing these type of deliveries, right back at the bowler, and not turning the bat face or trying to work it into the offside with that ball swinging into the right-hander. The innings is on the way, and the captain on 4.
Ross. This one is driven again. The bottom hand coming off the bat. So which means she's not in control of that shot. It was a full toss again. She would have been better suited just looking to push it down the ground. Probably get a single, or if you time it well, probably pick up 4 more. But again, seeing that low full toss, probably looking for power to hit it hard. And not making proper contact. Bottom hand coming off the bat. Again, looking to hit with more power. Again, that was a nice, juicy, full toss, but could have just gotten her foot down the wicket and driven it straight down the ground for probably a boundary again.
But that's it, Ronnie. If you bowl in your lines, even if you get the length on the fuller side, which is trying to get it to swing, the feel is set in the right place. And that's the delivery, more of it that she's looking for. And the captain, Philip, has the fielders in the right positions for that line of the delivery as the opening over comes to an end. Just the 4 runs in it. And Ross just searching for the right length now in that first over.
Yeah, but when you look at Williams there, Laura Williams, she tend to put her foot to the onside to open up, to swing her arms. And that is not a good ploy, especially with that ball swinging into her bit. Thankfully, it has been a couple of full tours, so she was able to see it. But had that pitch and then swinging, it would have been difficult for her.
It might have even come off the seam as well.
Correct.
So she played the first one well, Ronnie, because she got it straight back down the ground. But as you said, it was closer to her. But this time was a little fractionally wider outside the off-stump, and she's not getting that front leg across.
Nope. Front is just planting down the wicket, probably more to the onside, and looking to use her hands through the ball. And that is fine. There's no problem with that. But you have to get your head in that
Over the
position.
line, yep.
So your hand and your head have to work together to get in position.
Yes.
And that seemed to be the problem there at the moment for Williams.
Because we know quite well there are a lot of batters in international cricket that don't quite get that front leg across to the line. But the hand-eye coordination, when they lead with that front shoulder, they do get to get the head over the delivery, which is why they are successful.
Kevin Peterson from England, he mentioned that. He had a sort of discussion with him about it, and he showed that he generally, what he said, he lead with his head. So sometimes his foot may not be in the proper position, but his head and hand would be in position so that he could play through the line of the ball.
Jada Terrell opening the bowling from the southern end. And she's looking to stand head and shoulders above the rest with the new ball in hand as she tries to pick up a wicket and put a dent in this batting lineup. She started with a long off, interestingly.
It's down the leg side, beats the keeper, and that will run into the boundary for 4. So just wait and see what is it, a leg by signal by the umpire. It looked like it brushed the pad. Well, the batter was actually showing a partner that it brushed the pad. That's Fraser. Fraser was showing that it brushed the pads, but the umpire signaled buys. So buy signal by the umpire, so it will go down at buys.
You wondering if it clipped the flamingo back leg?
Well, she was showing Williams that it did. She was showing her exactly where it hit to. So it's going to be Terrell. A loud appeal for LBW. Not out, says the umpire. Terrell was sure that would have been out.
Her head seemed to fall over the shot, and again the head away from the shoulders falling over, and that looked very close, Ronnie.
Producers are probably heading down the leg side. Come on, Billy. Come on, Billy.
Well, it's a long stride forward across the stump, and we are not in the best line of sight.
And that one is definitely down the leg side. You could see her first movement was down to the leg side, and she was definitely outside of leg stump when that ball hit her.
And looking at her stance there, Ronnie, and this might be just the reason she's falling over. She clears that front leg to pick up the initial line of the delivery, but she might just want to have a little bit more of an open stance with the right hander coming over the wicket to the left hand batter.
Down the leg side, and this is excellent running from the captain. She immediately saw the keeper misfield and she called through for the single. And the good thing about it is the striker, that's Fraser, responded immediately, so they were able to get through for that.
So there was awareness, there was backing up, there was a call, there was a decision to run, and they executed well.
Yes, it was. ABC.
A, B, C, D, E. 10 without loss in the second over. So we haven't quite addressed the long on for the right-handed Williams. And if you want to take wickets, Ronnie, trying to defend 72, you think that long on would better be served in the circle?
Yeah. To prevent that single. Let them go over the top. That's fine. Take the chance. Go over the top. because you need to get wickets. That's the important thing here. You need to get wickets, and you want to have your fielders in the best positions to take wickets, to take catches if it comes their way. And that's a lot of people for W and Given. So Williams has to go. The captain fails. The captain falls. And again, playing across the line to a delivery that was coming back into her. Let's have a look. And you can see again, watch that front foot.
It's a wide open stance.
She didn't even move the front foot and just had a swipe across the line. That was very poor.
Yeah, it ended up very square on. Tried to tug a fuller length delivery. Might have been more advised to get that front foot across to the offside and work the ball through the offside. And it's not a good looking shot, to be honest.
Well,
That
she ended
open
up
stance.
Look at where she ended that shot. That was a nothing shot. That was poor. She could have stood there, pushed that ball down the ground for an easy single. But looking to play across the line, and we mentioned it in the first inning, playing across the line, playing those horizontal back shots is not a good idea on this pitch. It seems to be a slow pitch, and there you can see she was through the shot before the ball reached.
So the first wicket down in the second over of the match, and a successful over there from Jada Tyrell
Yes.
and Selena Ross, who we've kept a keen eye on. Is going to have a left-hander to bowl with, hence the first slip in place in that of Gilbert.
That's a good delivery. Again, just getting it to go across the left-hander. That's Ross. And that's all she needs to just keep it there. Probably now and then look for that straighter one. We saw that delivery that Isaac bowled to the left-hander. That came in and then just moved away, nipped away. But she can get that delivery to just swing away a bit. She's getting it to swing away. She just needs to be a bit straighter. That's all she needs to do.
You want to try and start on a middle and off line, so get it to go across just to get the top of our stump or that fourth stump line, so you can induce that outside edge and pick up another wicket here, which would be very crucial to defend this 72-run total posted by Windwards. And I have a theory on that last over.
Should be a wide, signal wide by the umpire.
With regard to the long on, I observed as well, Small was in the long on position for the bowling of Tyrell. The mid-off was quite straight. Now, Selena Ross was there, who is a left-hander, so she can recover well around to her left, but she was quite straight at mid-off. And have they perhaps studied Laurie Williams from her batting over from last year into this year to know that she wants to tug things into the onside, so might have used that long on and a straight mid-off to negate that type of shot. It's all hypothesis and a move point.
Ross continues again, just getting that one to go across the left-hander. And again, the foot just going, that front foot just going down the wicket. She's not going across to try and meet those sort of wide deliveries. She's just planting the front foot down the wicket and looking to just go through with the hands. So that's something I guess the batters need to work on. That's that front foot movement towards the ball would make a big difference. But again, this time just a slight movement, but again, just down the wicket and getting the outside edge. No run. But again, we saw no movement from Williams. Now we are just seeing, well, in Williams, when she faced the first over, there was some movement, but down the leg side. Now we're seeing here with Fraser, there's some movement again, but just down the wicket. So they're not getting across those to meet those deliveries that are just moving away from her. This one is in the air, over the infield. They're going to get one, looking for two, but it's not there. But look at the batter, is it?
Yeah, Mahadevi Ram Horidas just turning blindly totally blindly, and then looking back at a non-striker free. We're laughing here, but it's basic cricket and the fundamental of running, which is one of the things that has got to be worked on at this level in the women's cricket, because you have to get that basic right of running between the. It's the key to scoring runs. Apart from shots off the bat, you can only get the runs if you can run properly between the wicket.
Yes, that's something they need to really work on. Oh, at this time she's going for it again. The front foot is going down the wicket. It's good that the front foot is moving, but it's moving just down the wicket rather than towards the ball, where you can play it nicely with an open face, guide it into the between the fielders, find the gaps. So at the end of 3 overs, 12 for 1. So it's not a bad start for the Windward Islands. The bowlers have done a really good job. You have to give them credit. They have bowled in the right areas. The Guyana women, under 19 women, have not been able to really get off as such or try to hit the ball around. Run scoring has been difficult. So it shows that the pitch is not an easy pitch to bat on.
Exactly so, because that's why we said early on in the piece that you only know how good the 72 runs is when you see the other teams approach to their innings.
This one.
Confident shout there from Terrell. Was struck on the boot directly, but perhaps outside the line of the leg stump, but a confident shout. A good shout, I would say.
Well, she's batting, to me it looks like she's batting on a leg stump. So if the ball is hitting on that, probably most likely be going down the leg side.
Unless it was full, and that's what we weren't able to pick up quite at our vantage point. Full onto the boot. I saw her just rubbing it as well, or trying to rub it.
Full, pulled away, straight to the fielder.
So with this type of unorthodox style of batting we've seen in the last innings, as well as this one emerging now, is unless the batter is set up in such a way that unless the ball is within a particular zone for that type of stance and trigger movement, they're not going to be able to score or struggle to score.
Yeah. Full again. This time, is it over the waist? She got some bat onto it. It went down to that square leg region. And they come back for 2. So that's 2 more to the total. Well, no signal from the umpire. So it's definitely probably on around that waist, not above. But that's 2 full deliveries in a row from Tyrell.
Yeah, I think she's searching to repeat that type of Yorker delivery onto the boot of Jada Frazier, hoping to trap a LBW or ball between bat and pad.
Oh, that one, she left that one alone. That one seemed to be pretty close to that off stump.
It seems as though she's just trying to knock her over.
If we can have a look at that again.
Also
nice.
Seems to be struggling with her back a bit there, Frazier. Doing some stretches. Have a look at this delivery.
That was pretty close.
Yeah, might have just shaved the off stump.
This time, again, the foot just going down the wicket to the one side and the hand just going. Yeah, just
a
falling.
Flick of her wrist. So
yeah.
It looks as though her strength is scoring on the onside. That type of wristy approach to batting, as well as her trigger and feet movement.
Again.
So
Because of that, the bowler, Tyrell, is bowling on the stumps. So she's not getting the room to free arm. Because of that, front foot going down the leg side at the end of the over. At the end of 4 overs, it's 14 for 1. And she's opening up. And because she's opening up that front foot, she needs to get that room to swing the arms. And you have to give credit to Tyrell. She's bowling it on the body, close to her, so she's not able to free the arm.
Yeah.
So it looks like a very awkward shot that she's trying to just
almost
turn
as
it
if
into,
she's playing around the front
Yes.
foot, around the body to
trying to
work
turn
it.
into the outside. So
So good strategy there from Jada Tyrell. And one would think that they would Ross going into her third over now. They just want to try and pick up a wicket here, the opening fast bowler. She has been the most adept at swinging the ball. And she's going to have... They've taken the slip out for Mahadevi Ramhoridas, who's just faced the one delivery. So Gilbert is at short third. Just wonder if you want to put that slip back in.
oh, that's an appeal and that's given. She left it alone, thinking that it was gonna go down the leg side, but it seemed to tail back in to her pads, hit her on the back leg. Let's have a look at it.
Yeah, and I just was wondering, she would have been very keen to pick up a wicket in this over, Ross. And just swinging, and Ramhoridas almost at a loss for words because she's not aware that Ross is swinging the ball across her from leg to off. So that ball is going to come back into her.
Yeah.
So you can't be left not playing a shot, even though it seemed to be angled and heading down the leg side. It's going to banana shape back into you. And she was trapped in front of the pad, not even offering a shot. The second wicket goes, and the 14 for 2. Ross picks up a wicket off of her first delivery of her third over. And another veteran senior player in this lineup who struggled with the ball for her first couple overs, Crystal Durant, comes out to bat at number 4.
And another thing to that dismissal, it was a full delivery. So it made it a much easier decision for the umpire. That poor choice of shot there to leave that one alone. But Ross has a wicket. And again follows up with a nice full delivery, looking to just swing that one back into the right hander in Durant.
And that last delivery that got the wicket of Mahadevi, and that line of delivery to a right-hander as well would have almost have been a very perfect delivery. Tried to repeat it there with that one, got it to land, and there it is again. That is the ball that got the wicket.
Yes, definitely. But this time she played a shot.
The bat was in the way.
So it's just some little things that, technical wise, that these batters need to work on. And they could be better going forward. So it's now, this time that's a lot of appeal. That should be given, is it? No. Maybe an inside edge. Maybe it's an inside edge. Because we saw the bowler, Ross, she went up and then kind of tailed off. So maybe an inside edge. Well, probably going down the leg side. Because she did go to celebrate and then just look at this. No celebration in the end. So she knew that it wasn't out.
Perhaps it was doing too much, beating the inside edge as well as the front pad. Seemed to strike her on the back pad from our replays, but perhaps something on the front pad as well.
Probably
Deflected.
pitching outside leg.
Well, I was wondering, looking at her front foot position, if it would have pitched outside the leg stump.
Yeah. Ross bowling really well here. This one definitely down the leg side. Signal wide by the umpire. So she's into a good rhythm here in the third over, picking up that wicket. 6 for 1.
Do we dare say, Ronnie? Almost a wicket maiden. And the extra surfaces.
Yes. I remember we saw 25 wides being bowled by the Guyanese on the 19.
Two maidens from man. In all those extras.
29.
Definitely an inside edge this time. Good over here from Russ. Coming to an end. A successful over, picking up the wicket. 15 for 2, 5 gone. 2 overs of power play left, and that's 72 runs, Ronnie. Looking as though on this surface and these conditions might well just be 100 runs.
Yeah, it's looking really good. And remember, it's 28 extras. So if you took out, let's say, 20 of those, they would have been chasing 52 runs, 53 runs. So it would have been easier task for them. But at the
Yeah.
moment,
Just looking back at those extras as well, and I do seem to recall 2 no balls.
yes.
It was only registered 1 no ball on the scorecard in those 28 extras.
No, I believe it was just one no ball.
It's just one.
One no ball.
One we
yes.
suspected?
One free hit. Yes. We thought one was, but it wasn't called. But just one no ball.
So we stand corrected. And a new bowler into the attack. Is it Jeffrey?
In this time, playing it back to the bowler. Good start there to the over.
Might just be Kyler Jeffrey. The ball in hand from St. Vincent. It's a good delivery there. Tucking up Frazier. So the Rat yet to score. The 2 wickets falling. The captain for 4 and Mahadevi Ramhoridas for no score.
So it's worked away. It went straight to the fielder at mid-on.
So in
It's
fact,
transfer, yeah.
it's Delisha Francois returning to the team from last year. From Grenada, another seam bowler.
This one is in the air. Catch taken. Not a wicket goes. So pitched up delivery, looking to go over the top was Fraser, and just managed to hold out to that fielder at cover, and that's wicket number 3.
So despite taking a wicket,
You can see it on the replay there. Yeah, just trying to go over the top, but you have to say that was a very good catch, a well judged catch. It was going over her head, and she managed to judge it and time her jump pretty well, and took an easy catch in the end.
just the 2 overs from Tyrell, who took the wicket of the captain and being taken off. And if you wanted to ask the question why, Delisha Francois has come on, bowled 3 dot balls, and the 4th ball picking up an important wicket. No, it's not Naomi Barkoi out there in the middle now. That would be her sister. Should be Sienna Barkoi. Naomi, of course, the opening batter last year's tournament for Guyana. Had a very successful tournament. Loud appeal, and perhaps going down, maybe a bit of an inside edge.
Well,
Sienna Barkoi it is.
yes, the team list has Sienna Barkoi, so just a bit of mistake error by our scorers. It's Sienna. This one, it's just outside the off stump, but you could see a better foot movement already from Sienna there. She was looking, it was a bit wide, but she was looking to get across to play that into the onside. So this is good. Good technique from her. She missed it, yes, but it was better in terms of getting her front foot across to play that into the offside. So that's good from her. And the over come to an end after 6 overs. It's 15 for 3.
A maiden wicket already. No extras in that over. And the maiden wicket. It's an excellent over from Francois. 3 wickets down. And still 58 runs required. And it's slow going out there in the middle. And a need for another partnership. Or a partnership.
Wickets have been falling at 10, 14 and 15. So no real partnerships there at the moment.
Well, that's a peach of a delivery. Starting outside the off stump, just short of a leg, tailing back in, played over the top of it, and through to the wicket keeper. And an excellent delivery here from Was. So I was just pointing out, just the 2 overs from Taylor. Although she took a wicket, taken out of the attack, but I would want to keep Selena Ross on with that ball. At least 4 overs from her to maximize the condition and pick up another wicket in this over. Very testing bowling from her.
Oh, that's a lot of appeal. Not out, says the umpire. Probably pitching outside the leg, probably going down the leg side. Seems that way.
Yeah, it's not a high arm action from Ross, more of a slingy from the side.
Yeah.
So if she starts it with that swing on middle stump, it could very well be heading down the leg side, as it did on that occasion. So just want to start on the previous delivery. She started it outside the off stump, and that is about where she needs to be in terms of line. She is getting that movement to come back into the right-hander Durant.
Yeah, there you could see that inward movement again. Ball is coming back into the right-hander, but she needs to pitch them if to make any impact. Full deliveries, it's a bit easier for the batters to really play it. They can see the ball as it comes. When it pitches, that's where the action happens, where it could go either way. So she has to pitch them. She's looking to go full. That's a good thing about it. She's looking to go full. Again, that one is going across. I'm going with the line.
So at
with the
times,
angle.
when you push it too far outside that off stump, it does not come back. It stays and holds its line, which is why it can be very much a good change-up delivery, particularly if you have a slip in place. Because as you saw there, Durant is going to try and get it thinking that it's going to come back and could just bite the outside edge.
Wide, a bit too wide this time. But still, Durant just following those wide deliveries.
And those full tosses that we saw in the last over and the over before from Rush, she was searching for that length, that perfect length. And she seems to have found it in this over. And the difference between the two innings so far, Ronnie, are the sundries, because we saw so many in the first 5 overs and not much of it here as we are on the verge of another maiden.
This one is played away, and the main reason for that is that they are trying, the bowlers in particular, trying to attack the stumps as much as possible. So you're going to get the odd wides that is going down the leg side because they are trying to attack the stumps. But it is a good thing because it has been successful for them. They have picked up 3 wickets already at the end of 7, at the end of the power play. Guyana, when they are 15 for 3, in some trouble.
Yeah, struggling a bit here. And not having the benefit of extras to boost their score also means every wide delivery means you have to bowl an additional delivery, and 25 additional deliveries bowled in the first innings, accompanied by a couple of them that went for 5 those wides. That extra boost to the total is not being seen in this second innings here from the bowling of the Windward Islands team. So they do have a stranglehold on the Guyana innings so far, and the maiden wicket holder returns for her second over, Delisha Francois.
That's a peel, probably an inside edge. Misfield by the keeper. They're going to get a, let's see, probably it's runs. Came off the bat. So just to show you a little comparison, the Windward Islands, they were 40 for 1 after after the power play.
And 18 of those were extras.
Yeah, 40 for 1 compared to Guyana. They're 15 for 3.
And 8 extras in the innings, 4 wides and 4 byes. Excellent Yorker delivery from Francois being dug out. So still a 5-4 field.
This one is driven nicely. They're going to get 1. They're going to come back for 2 quite easily, and that's good running in the end. 2 was always on. At one point, it looked like they weren't going for the second, but they get it quite easily in the end.
Yeah, and a more accomplished shot there from Crystal Durant, getting that leg across to the line of the delivery, getting the elbow and the bat following through off of the face of it, the backward point, and again you see it there, getting forward, getting a full face of the bat with a nice high elbow, and that's what you want to see, coming through from the youth academies up into this national under 19 level. You want to see the fundamentals on display.
Well, the long one has been brought into a mid-on position. So they're really trying to clamp down here now. Keep the runs down, not allow easy runs. Wide signal by the umpire. So this is good from the captain Phillips here. Just putting the batters under pressure, not allowing them any easy runs. You have to work for your runs here.
A bit of a skip in her delivery stride. Francois returns to that outside the off-stump line after that delivering that wide. Just wanting to keep things tight. This time the leg did not get across.
Yeah.
I was just singing her praises.
Just a bit too wide there, and she just had a waft at that one. Lucky for her, she didn't make any contact. But this one is a lot better. But she's looking to defend. That's fine, but maybe look to just push the ball a little more into the gaps, probably get a single, rather than just looking to defend all the time.
Yeah, perhaps the longer she stays at the crease, we might see a little bit more of that, her breaking the wrist, opening the bat face slightly, working it into the offside or on the onside, coming through for a single, and waiting for that short or half volley length delivery that she can capitalize on. It's just 54 runs again required, 19 for 3, so 162 balls, so there's a lot of time in this game left. The weather seems to be fine. Ross is going to get another over.
This time getting across, so that is not bad from Sienna here in terms of it's a wide delivery. She's looking to get her front foot, back foot across to play that shot, but maybe she's looking to get across and punch it rather than probably look to cut it. Maybe that may be a better
Let it
shot.
come onto the bat,
Yeah,
rather than go searching for it.
correct. And you can play it through that point region, pick up an easy single. That one came back into the right-hander, and you could see Selena Ross just standing up, have a look at the batters, like, how did that miss that off stump?
Mitchell Stark would have been proud of that delivery.
Yeah, that one came back in nicely between bat and pad, just missing the off stump.
So she's getting back and across the full delivery. She's trying to play it off the back foot, but that front leg has to come across. She's picking up the line with the back leg, but the front leg is not closing the gap. And this time with it a little more fuller and in line, it means there's no second line of defense for her if it does come back in and miss the bat.
This one is working better, got some bat onto that one, into that gap we just spoke about, and she picks up an easy single.
She seems to have heard you, Mr. Bikram Das. Getting across and this time guiding it past point and third for 1 run. Just using the pace of the delivery as Ross is more focused outside of the off stump in this over. We haven't seen anything come back onto the stumps itself. I hope I don't call it this time, but she has to be careful or she's up to the task, as it was pitched on the line of the stumps and manages to play it down to mid-off.
Yeah, and playing with a straight bat, that is important, especially to the swinging deliveries or the swing ball. You look to play as straight as possible down the V's. So this is excellent batting here from this pair, and they would need to put a partnership on if they need to take their team to victory. Again, not making any contact. That one going across the the right-hander, just holding line as it goes across. So this is good from Ross. She's into her 5th over, maybe her last over of the spell.
She's opening up her stance to run for this final delivery. Gotta get that feet moving.
This is very good. That's good batting, good bowling, good batting. Excellent cricket here at UE Spec.
8 for 1 in 5 for Ross. Are you going to give her that other over? 7 maximum. It's a tough choice.
Yeah, that's
You do need that wicket. But you do have other bowlers that you can entrust. There is
probably,
Gilbert,
yeah,
some off spin.
probably give her a rest. Maybe bring back Terrell for an over or two. See what she can do from that northern end before you give the spinners the option.
Yeah, there is Tyson, Small as options as well.
This is excellent from Francois here. Just into 2 over. Just conceding 4 runs, picking up an important wicket as well. But you have to see the fielders. The fielders have supported the bowlers here. You haven't seen any misfield really, and they have taken their catches. It has been really good outfield. Even in the kind of end, we saw a couple of misfields, but the catches, they held their catches nicely. This one is driven down the ground, looking for a single, not there. Wasn't timed properly. Got the inner half of the bat, so didn't really get the timing right. But this is good from her, looking to play straight. Again, just playing with the inward movement there, Luciana.
Just tracking the ball nicely, showing a full face of the bat, not breaking the wrist, using the direction and the angle of the delivery to work it into the onside. Another excellent shot there.
And because of the small total they are chasing, they can afford to play a lot of these dot deliveries. They don't mind. They have more than enough time to chase down these runs. But you can't afford to get in a rut where you're not able to score. You have to look to probably rotate the strike as well. So this is fine for now, but you can't let it continue. At the end of 10 overs, the Guyana under 19 women, they are 20 for 3.
Sienna Barcoy, it is reminding you her elder sister Naomi, openly batting at the top of the order. And I quite like the look of how she sets up her trigger movement. She's getting in line. We see a nice high head and shoulder getting across to the line of the deliveries. So shaping up like the elder sibling as well in this batting lineup. Looking to take over the family trait and the next generation of top order batters for Guyana.
Well, there's going to be a change in bowling, so she's not going to get the 6th over as we suspected. We're going to give her a 5, so it's going to be, it looks like it's going to be spin.
Gilbert.
Yes, Gilbert. Open the buttons. She's now going to pull some spin.
She bowled a lot of overs last year, and she's been promoted in the batting order. Looked quite good out there till she tried to be too aggressive. And now she is on with her off break. And again a 5-4 traditional field. Does have a very fine short third. Actually, she's adjusting that third position now to a bit wider. So between this pair out in the middle, 32 deliveries they have faced, and just 4 runs off the bat. Flighted delivery, chip down the air, and an outstretched hand from Ross evades her. An opportunity for a catch, a half chance, and it's into the boundary for 4. So I was just saying 32 deliveries and 4 runs off the bat together. Now it's 4 runs off the bat of Durant in one single delivery, and an opportunity there for a catch, but they'll take the runs. Guyana?
Yeah, definitely. That was similar to Williams' catch in the first innings. She just stuck the right hand out. And those catches, you just need to get your hands there, and sometimes they stick, sometimes they don't. But this time, I think Ross, she didn't get there. She was unable to reach.
Was on her strong side as well.
It was to her left, but I think she just couldn't get there quick enough. But a chance created.
As a captain, you want to take those, or you want to see those catches being taken, hope for a bit of luck to try and build on the 3 wickets lost so far. 24 for 3.
This is good from Durant here. She's on 6. Yes, down the leg side. She felt she missed out there. That should have been all she had to do was beat that fielder, square leg fielders by the umpire, and that would have been 4 runs.
They're looking to break the tension in this over. Missing out on that last delivery.
This one just played away. Gilbert fields herself, and that's the end of the over. At the end of over number 11, it's 24 for 3.
So the last 5 overs, they've scored before that boundary just 5 runs in the last 5 overs, and picking up a boundary in that over, taking the score to 24. It was 3 for 15 after 5.4, and 11 gone now, so we're on to 24. Francois will continue. And if they are going to try and put more pressure here, the change-up bowlers are going to have to put in the work.
This one is driven.
So then they're not running. Its bowlers made it almost all the way down to the backward point boundary, and there was no awareness, no backing up, no calling.
The umpire signaled
Did
dead
the
ball.
umpire signal dead ball?
The umpire just signaled dead ball. Wonder what's the reason.
It's very curious.
Yeah, strange. Dead ball was signaled by the umpire. Driven down the ground. That's a good shot. They're going to get a single because Ross, who's left-handed, had to run around that one.
Well, she's so straight, as we were mentioning earlier overs, Ross, that she got to that ball on the onside before the mid-on. She's coming around from mid-off and had enough time to run around and pick up with her left hand as well.
So into 4th over. Just 1 for 5.
So this time we can confirm positively for the dead ball. I didn't understand why the dead ball a couple of balls ago. The bowler was ready, the batters were ready, the fielders were ready.
This one is worked away into the onside, straight to the fielder at short square leg.
Well, that's a nice looking shot there, Ronnie. She got that pad out to open up her stance, turned the hip, and got a full face of the bat out towards square leg. There's no flick of the wrist, so she's very competent playing up and down the line.
This one down the leg side, swept away. It's just going to be a single. But again, you can see the intent from this pair in particular. They're looking to take advantage of the bad deliveries. So they're not just trying to block the bad deliveries or work them into the field or to the fielder. They're trying to really take advantage because they're not getting much bad deliveries to see. This one is drive. That's a nice looking shot. The timing on that shot was really good. It went quickly to the fielder. She didn't really try to overhit it. Again, just timing it. So this is good from Sienna here. She looked really good. She looked the part since she came to the crease.
They're running. I like the look of this pair. They look very accomplished on the front foot, getting the leg out to the line of the delivery, and just looking to bat toward the drinks break, which is imminent, and trying to build a partnership as well. Partnership is on to 11 off of 37 deliveries.
So it's in the air, over the top. It's going to be a single. Just over that fielder, looks like Gilbert.
So trying to be aggressive, pops it up in the air, 1 over before the drinks break, and could have lost your wicket after being so circumspect and playing so correctly, leading up to in the last 6 overs, 6.2 overs. They were very circumspect indeed. Have managed to push the partnership now to 12 runs And 27 for 3 after 12, and drinks are on the field.
We are going to take a side break, and we'll join you back in a few minutes. So we're back here after the drinks break. It's going to be Gilbert to continue, is it? Or no, it's
No.
not. So it's change in bowling again. Just get confirmation of the bowler.
Small, Giada Small, is it? Leg break.
Just waiting on that confirmation. This one tossed up. It seems like, was it an outside edge? It's looking to drive that one down the ground, but it dipped on her. And it's actually
Another leg
small.
spinner into the attack. Saw Mans in the first innings. Nice loop, flight and turn.
Oh, generous loop there. Generous flight. That one just dipping on the batter. Down the legs. I was looking to sweep that one, but not really get to the contact she was looking for. I was looking to really go behind square. Down the leg side. That should be a wide. Just wondering if the umpire wasn't signaling the wide there. Because definitely down the leg side. So not a good start here from Small. This one is in the air. Chance. Taken. That's the wicket they were looking for. Well, did it go over the waist? That was the only question. But the umpire had no signal from the square leg. So it's definitely a wicket. That's Guyana has to go. It should have been a delivery that she should have put away actually. But just managing to hit it straight into the hands of the fielder at deep square leg.
That's a wicket-taking delivery, Ronnie, from a leg spinner. How many leg spinners have you seen picked up wickets with loose deliveries? We call it loose delivery because it's not where we want it to be pitched. But we've seen long hops and full tosses being hit straight into the hands of the set field. The fielder was out there exactly where she needed to be to take that catch, just coming in a few meters off of the boundary and going aerial and losing her wicket. Barkoi, who was looking solid in defense.
Yeah. Well, you called it earlier, saying generally after the drinks break you would have a wicket. And here we go.
Yep, it's almost cliche after a drinks break for a wicket to fall in the limited over form of the game. Left-hander, wicket-keeper Latoya Williams in.
So she's driving just short of that fielder there at short cover. So driving but in the air. The fielder was in play but falling just short. So this is good here from Small. That flight causing a bit of problems with the extra bounce as well. This one pulled away but straight to the fielder. Good work from Gilbert. And there's no run.
Yeah, excellent cricket all wrong. Although it was a full toss, it was dipping, as you said, Ronnie, and a lot of flight in the delivery. Managed to get good contact, turn it into the onside. Looking for runs there was Williams, and an excellent tumbling stop by Gilbert at mid-wicket. 28 for 4, 13 overs gone, and it's game on.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was the partnership that Guyana would have wanted to really bear fruits for them, to take it deep into the innings. Had those two form a good partnership, take it deep probably to around maybe the 20th over to or 25 overs, they would have had a chance. They would have been pretty close. But now it's a bit difficult. 28 for 4, we're in the 13th over. I mean, there's a lot of time. The required run rate is just 2 runs per over, but wickets is key here. This one is driven down the ground. That's going to be 4. That's a lovely shot from Williams, from Durant actually. That's a lovely shot down the ground. You can see her just using that bottom hand to get it into the onside, but placed it nicely and picks up 4. So now we see that fielder is asked to go back to the boundary to the long on position.
And Gilbert switching ends, inquiring to the captain why wasn't she there for the first delivery. Captain might have said, well, you bowled a full toss. And it was hit very fine, so it would have been a lot of work for Giada Small had she been on the boundary. Of course, just completing her over as well. Swapping ends, Gilbert.
Nicely played by Durant into the offside. No run.
As well, Ronnie, the deeper you go in the batting lineup, you tend to think the batting gets weaker.
Oh, that one again, driving in the air, just short of the fielder. Opportunity for a run out. And no sense the umpire. Good work from the fielder to begin with, but I would say from Gilbert there to take the ball and whip the bails off very quickly and create an opportunity. But you can see Durant diving in just to show that how important her wicket is.
Yes, and she's been batting quite well. Was starting to put on a good partnership with Barcoy, and a lot will rest on her shoulders now, the all-rounder, and she'll have to build another partnership here with Latoya Williams as Gilbert comes around the wicket. Long off, long on in place now.
Oh, this one.
Did that back leg lift up?
Well, it looked like it did, but the key there is, did the keeper take the bills off in time?
George there seemed to be very quick. Was she quick enough behind the stump? No, says umpire Kelman Kaulesa.
Yeah, she did raise her back leg, but the thing is, did the keeper whip the bills off?
No, we'll never know.
In that time. So, Gilbert to continue. This one is in the air. Catch taken. Wicket goes. Wicket number 5. It's 33 for 5. Gilbert has her wicket. This time looking to drive. Looking to be a bit too aggressive. And hit it in the air. And it went straight into the hands of the fielder at cover. That's the end of Williams. Guyana on the 19 women in a lot of trouble now. 33 for 5.
So we've seen the spinners. We were asking when they were going to come into the attack. Both spinners into the attack now have picked up a wicket each. And Gilbert went around the wicket, and the first delivery was a peach of a delivery. An opportunity for a stumping, not outside the umpire. And then another excellent delivery there. Playing it on the up was Williams, and straight into the hands of Shadia Seaman, who happily accepts a simple catch. And now we do have a slip in place. Gilbert herself in the first slip position for the bowling of Small. Oh, this is a good looking shot here. It might go very close to the boundary, and in fact beats her into the boundary. Yes, it's signaled 4 by the umpire. And a good looking sweep shot there from Durant, who is looking better and better the longer she stays out there at the crease. So 33 for 5. She's on 16. Another sweep shot, this time uppishly played, and it is going to be cut off this time. So just the 1 run. And shouts from the manager Clive Grimmon telling her to stay out there and bat. Isaacs comes in to strike. The face of first delivery to the leg spinner. 5 runs in the over. 2 balls gone. 35 runs needed. It's not going to be given. Pitched outside the leg stump.
So Durant is the key here. If Durant could stay for any length of period of time, she's going to take them closer to that total, but she needs someone to stay with her at the other end. And that's the problem she's having at the moment. Sweeping, not making any contact.
So she's played 3 sweep shots in the innings. 1 went for 4. The other one, the 4 went all along the ground, was sweetly timed in the gap. Hit the other one in the air to the left of square leg, and now tries to fetch one from outside of the off stump and to sweep it. So seems to be she might just be trying to mimic Duran, Isaac, in this over.
Played it in the outside. That should have been a single. But Isaac sent the run back.
It's a curious single there to straight to the hand of backward point. It's a tricky area to call for a run where both batters can make that call when it goes out to point. Might have just left you stranded, Ronnie.
Down the leg side, wide, where it's going to be an extra run as well. They're looking for 2, and yes, well, that's good running from Isaac. But Durant was just standing there.
As well, a bit lethargic chasing that down there, Gilbert, allowing them to come for the additional run. It's a better delivery this time. So we have to say an expensive over. 7 runs in that over. It comes down in from small. 41 for 5, 15 gone. 13 extras now, starting to add up. We didn't see much of those in the earlier overs in the power play.
Yeah, starting to get a bit wayward here. The Windward Islands, they had a good start. Remember, after the first 10 overs, it was just like 20 odd runs. And they were really putting pressure. And they've lost 3 wickets as well in the power play. So they put a lot of pressure, but these bowlers, these second and third bowlers, they have to continue to put that pressure on. And we have seen in the previous over where that valve have been released, have been opened a bit and allow the batters to get into the game. So as I said before, Durant, she's the key. They have to try to either keep her off strike or try to get her wicket, because we have seen the other batters have really played some rash shots. Again, you can see there Durant, and now the pressure is on Durant to try and score the runs, which is a bit difficult for her. She needs support at the other end, and when that pressure gets to her, she probably would play a shot that she would not normally play and get out, and then it's more problems for Guyana. So Gilbert to continue. Turn over. This one just cut away.
You do get bogged down there, and the opportunity comes to score like such a delivery, but not able to beat the field. And that is what pressure builds. It's a good over here so far from Gilbert. Picking up a wicket in her last over. 4 dot balls to back it up.
So it's pulled away behind square. It's going to run close to the boundary. The fielder does well. They're going to come back for 2 quite easily in the end. And you have to give credit to Durant. She's really running well between the wicket. And she's pushing the non-striker, the other batters to run well with her. So this is good. And I mean, she needs to do it. And the other batters needs to realize that they have to try and get her on strike as much as possible. 42 now. Driven straight to the fielder. That's Ross.
We haven't seen too many 2s run today, and especially when the ball hasn't gone that far outside of the 30-yard circle. But excellent backing up there from Isaac, who sprinted that first one hard, and allowing Durant to make the decision to come back for the second, because she herself was running hard, and there might have been just a word as they crossed, because Durant touched down in such a fashion that she knew the second one was on. Yeah. So that was excellent calling and running between the wickets, picking up 2 runs. And she's shown now that she's very happy to play that sweep shot to the spinners, because now she knows that is a getting out of jail shot, because she can pick up some runs off of those types of shots, off of both types of bowlers as well. Off spin and leg spin. So I hit 1 for 4. Off of the leg spinner.
Looking to sweep was Isaac.
No, Isaac hasn't been playing the sweep shot quite well. She's not judged the delivery to play the sweep shot too well. She tried to pick one from outside the awesome. This one was too close to her and too full to try to sweep.
Because of the loop that Small is given the ball, it's difficult to really play that sweep shot, because you have to really time it well in terms of when it bounces to play that shot. Maybe she has to probably rethink that shot. This time cut away. Straight to the fielder.
No this time. Right? No run to point this time.
That's good communication between them. A loud no.
You would have been hung out to dry.
This one is played. Well, it was way down the leg side.
Had she left it,
She tried to go. The shot was on, but didn't make proper connection and it went straight to the fielder at short.
unfortunately.
And there's no run, which should have been a wide. So you have to give credit to Small here. She's given the ball a lot of flight, but her length have been really good. Although she's flighting the ball, she's been a lot close to the batter, so they're unable to really look to hit her down the ground or even sweep her.
So she's bowled a maiden after bowling an over for 7 runs the last over. And now she's bowled a maiden. Perhaps the fact that she was bowling to Isaacs in that over, who was trying to fashion sweep shots when it was not quite on. And she negated a wide by getting some bat onto it. So a bit fortunate in that over for Small that she gets 1 over back in terms of her economy. 1 for 9 she has. 5 wickets down. 42 runs on the board and 31 runs needed. Isaac still to get off the mark.
Ten deliveries faced so far from Isaac.
So they put a deep mid wicket and a deep straight mid wicket, cow corner as we say, and a long one on the one side on the boundary for Durant. The ball is still maintained outside the off stump. So I think they're right, Ronnie. I think they want to give a single to Durant and have a ball at Isaac at the other end. Hence the 3 fielders out in the deep.
Yeah, that's the better option. If you can get her out, perfect. But the way she's batting, it looks like it's going to be difficult to out her. She's batting really well. So maybe the next option is just get her off strike and try to out the other batters.
It's a good looking shot here. There will be runs. They accept the single. They're looking for the second as a tumbling stop at backward point, chasing it down outside the 30-yard circle, and just a single in the end. But she wanted the opportunity, looking to come back for that second.
It was not a one. You have to give credit to the fielder. That was a good piece of fielding. She got quickly to the ball, released it. Yes, she had a bit of a fumble by falling over, but she released the ball quickly, which may give it no opportunity for a second. Again, Isaac looking to hit the ball as hard as possible, but just finding the fielders at the moment. And maybe just need to just hit the ball into the gaps. There's a lot of gap in the onside. Just turn the ball into the onside and get an easy single. This time she managed start, stop, opportunity.
She's gone.
The wrong wicket they wanted to go. And it was a start, stop, and eventually they went through for it, and she is gone. And that's the wicket that the Windward Island wanted. Durant, the wicket of Durant.
And the call was made by Isaac. She took off immediately after playing the shot. Durant was looking at the field. It was Durant's call. Hence, she hesitated when she got mid-pitch, which resulted in her run. Now, had she gone at full speed, she could have well gotten there, but the hesitation led to the fall, which is why you have to have that letter D, decisiveness, in your running. If you're going to go, then go, because the throw can go wide. The fielder can fumble if you put pressure on her. The keeper still has to take it. It was just a fractionally wide, so she had to step across to her right side. Those fraction of a second might have afforded her the time to get in, and it did not happen. So she is very disappointed heading off the field and gone for 19, the top scorer of the innings.
Yeah, very disappointed ending for her. She should have really stayed. She was looking the part, and had she stayed there, she would have seen the Guyana team home to victory.
Well, the thing is as well, Ronnie, there was going to be a run out either way, because if she had sent Isaacs back, she was not going to make it back. So she would have been run out, And Duran, with the hesitation, she knew she was not going to make it. And so she would have been run out. So what do you do in a situation like that? You are the set batter on 19.
Correct.
You have to send her back.
Yes.
Send her back.
Definitely.
Well, she was sent back, Duran, by umpire Cowlesser. Unfortunate dismissal. She was looking quite good. And along with Barco Isiana, they were looking good out there in the middle. And now, with 6 wickets down, and a wicket apiece to each one of the bowlers, and now a run out to add to it. And now, where did that come off? Was it struck onto the wicketkeeper?
Well, it's 2 runs to the total. Let's see what the signal from the umpire. No signal, so it's 2 runs.
So did she hit it into the chest of the wicketkeeper? Did it get onto the glove? Because then does it count as a drop catch, Ronnie?
Well, if that's the case, it is a drop catch.
It was pulled to third man.
This time, getting her bat down in time was Isaac.
Now, I saw a small bowl in the warm-ups, and she was a lot faster through the air. And she's giving it generous flight here on the match conditions.
Utilizing the conditions out there. Again.
She's sweeping to third now, off the back of the bat this time. Fortunately, the keeper was not impacted. She has her helmet on. George behind the stumps.
But let's break this down. It was down the leg side. That should have been a wide. There was no need to play that. Just leave it alone. Take the wide. Take the extra run.
She's sweeping about 4 of those now.
Correct. She's trying to play that shot. It's not working out for her. She's hitting the ball every time and it goes to a fielder.
And again.
This time she misses and it's a wide.
You would wonder if a word would come from the camp, from inside in the dugout or in the pavilion. Send a message out, because we've seen it so often. So that leave those deliveries down behind the leg.
This time it was a wide delivery again. She went after it, managed to get an edge, and just picks up a single.
Yeah, she left that one as well. It would have been a wide.
Yeah.
And of the 4 wide deliveries in the over, we've gotten 4 runs.
Just 2. This one again. Looking to hit down the ground was Isaac, not making any contact. At the end of over number 19, it's 48 for 6. Remember, the Windward Islands, they were bowled out in 19.4 overs.
It was 49 for 6 as well, after 13.3 overs. So
that's after 13. We're in 19. Remember, at 19 and 19.4, the Windward Islands were bowled out for 72.
So they've done better.
Who, the Windward Islands? Yes, they have. They have done better.
We did say that 72, the value of it, we would only see in the reply of the Guyana team. Trisha Haddad is out in the middle. The experience. She's made it to the senior team. She's played the West Indies on the 19 World Cup. Finished with 15 wickets last year, topping the wickets takers in the tournament. But she has a job here to do with the bat.
Yeah, looking to hit this one down the ground. Not a bad place to play it, but you still have to time it well to get it down the ground for at least a single.
The bowling of Gilbert from last year to this year has improved significantly.
It's not Gilbert bowling.
She's faster through the air. She's mixing up some loop, some turn and bounce as well. Seaman, in fact.
Yeah, it's not Gilbert. So it's another single.
But Gilbert has bowled
wide.
well.
So it's a wide and they get through for a single. So that's 2 more to the total. That should bring the 50 up. It should be the 50 for the Guyana team. Down the leg side again, and that seems to be Isaac's favorite shot. With the ball going down the leg side, looking to hit that, and every single time there's no wide. She managed to get some bat onto it, and there's not a wide.
And the extras is what boosted the total for the Windward Islands. And not following in that vein are the Guyanese team.
Short, looking to pull. That one was short outside the off stump, looking to pull through the onside. And again, they're looking for that onside shot, that cross-batted shot all the time. If the ball is on offside the off stump, you can play it in the offside through the covers and get runs. Down the leg side.
And again, she got something on it. Would have been 4 wides in the over and 5 runs.
Well, that's the end of the over. At the end of 20 overs, the Guyana under 19 women are 51 for 6. So
She does have a very similar approach as compared to Gilbert does Sadia Seaman. And I believe just a couple games I saw her last year. And she didn't bowl too badly then. Gilbert definitely has been a better bowler this year from what we've seen so far in the tournament. It's just their first game after the round 1 match was rained out. So for their first outing, fielding and bowling, it's not been too bad.
It's not. I think the bowlers have done an excellent job to restrict the Guyana under 19 women to 51 for 6 in the 20th over. So change in bowling again from the northern end. She's not quite ready. It looks like Tyson is back in the attack. This one looking to pull this across the line.
And the call of no. No run. Seemed a certain single. Looking to be aggressive here, hard at. And is it a case that she wants to strike?
Well, 22 raw runs to get. They need to try to find a way to get those runs. That's an appeal for LBW.
The umpire was looking at that quite closely. I thought initially it was heading down the leg side. Just a second strong look there from the umpire,
to get those runs.
as if he was just taking into account that it might have been close. Just for a brief moment.
Tyson in for a second spell. That's down the leg side. Excellent work from the keeper to guard that one in. Had it passed, it would have been at least a single plus the wide.
She seems to be working up ahead of steam here. Devonna Tyson's a very unorthodox action. Bit of a slingy action. Just have a look at the run-up as well.
This one.
A bit of a skip step at the stumps. And the hands are not quite the traditional windmill action. The leading hand high up in the air, as well as the delivery hand, her right hand. Yeah, that run up that she has there is pulling out of it. Bit of a skip step as she approaches the umpire at delivery.
Oh, yeah, that seemed to be a
It's a
problem there.
It's a troublesome bowling action as well as her run up. Seems as though she has a bit of an issue with her landing leg.
But it seems the run up is smooth. It's the point of delivery. That's when she gets into some problems with in terms of where she's going to land, which foot she's going to take off with. So let's look. The run up is smooth. But is where she looks to deliver, to get into that delivery stride. That is where the problem lies. So she has to work it out quite quickly.
Yeah, I think that skip that she has to spring into that delivery action is what seems to be causing the issue.
Oh, that one is full toss down the leg side, pulled away for more. And it's also signaled a low ball by the umpire. So a free hit coming up there. And this is good from Mahadat. Hadat realized that she has to, as you said before, she looks to be a bit aggressive. She
Wants to strike.
Wants to get going, wants to get this game done and dusted quite quickly. And she got a nice full toss. Well, it was way over the hips, the waist, and she put it away nicely. Now she has a free hit. So this is not good from Tyson here. Started over really well, but then seemed to have lost her run up. Again. And you can see she's disappointed. She's really not happy with that run up.
And we did make mention earlier as to the soft outfield. And I had a look at in the break as well. There are still some, not soggy, but just a bit soft. But the sun has been out. It would have dried up a lot of the wet areas out there. But that is the area that delayed the toss. Just a bit of dampness at that northern end on the bowler's run up to the umpire. But we did have a couple breaks for rain as well.
She's definitely not happy. This one is pulled away into the mid-wicket region. They're going to get one, and that's all it's going to be. So you can see she's definitely disappointed there. She's not happy with what is happening. And she's very emotional at this time, and it just needs someone to just have a little chat with her, just calm her down, just take your time. You know,
it happens to everyone.
It happens to the best of us. So just needs to settle down, get your rhythm right. Probably, you know, take a few steps into your delivery stride and just correct that before it happened.
There's only 7 runs conceded, Ronnie.
And this one is down the leg side again, swept away nicely by Isaac this time. She gets a single. So finally, she gets that sweep shot right.
She gets a ball that was right for the sweep shot. Let's put it that way. The overcome standing 59 for 6. She would have been disappointed as well, knowing that it's just 22 runs, which meant that she would have needed to bowl a more or less tight over for her team, and conceding 8 runs. I think that the no ball over the waist is what really had her in the doldrums, and she may be wondering if she'll get another over to make amends.
The few deliveries that she bowled was good deliveries. Just that one bad, the no ball, but it was good deliveries. It was on the wicket, attacking the stumps.
Although there was the skip, the run-up seemed to be fluent all the way through.
It's the point of where she loads up to deliver. That's where the problem is.
It's all mental. It's all mental. Once she pulled out the first time, it played on her mind, thinking that she was not going to get it right. She was going to run past the front. And then, not wanting to deliver a no ball from the front foot, she delivered one over the waist. Would you have brought back Selena Ross at this point in time, Ronnie?
Yeah, I think
59.
So. Yeah.
The total.
Well, maybe should come back from that northern end.
Maybe. The opening bowler, Jada Tyrell, who started at this end. So to be fair, she's brought back the opening bowler.
Picked up a wicket as well of the captain Williams. Down the leg side, wide signal by the umpire. So the extras are starting to tally up here. It's really getting I mean, they started really well in terms of the bowl and haven't been too many extras, but of late the extras have really come in. It's 19 now. 19 extras. 14 of them is wides.
In this women's under 19 Rising Star, it's not over until the final runs are scored. And you can't make any presumptions in this game. And anything can happen. As they inch closer with that wide to the 73 runs needed, just 13, 6 wickets down. You never can tell what a couple quick wickets can do.
Yeah, definitely. As I say, just add 2 wickets to that current wicket tally, and it's a totally different story.
Yeah, the great Jeffrey Boycott.
Yeah.
One of his many significant contributions of wisdom.
This one is down the leg side, swept away again behind square. They're going to get 1, looking for 2. And actually, it goes to the boundary, it goes through the field, and it's 4. So a bit of misfield there. I thought the fielder had it covered, but it just seemed to slip through her hand, and it goes to the boundary for 4. So look at that. Yeah, she seemed to have it covered, but then just going to pick it up, just fell over, and it went past her for 4.
A lot of the times, and you see it in the international cricket as well, and perhaps it's a method of teaching as well. When you on the boundary rope, you don't try to pick the ball up and hold it in your hand. You knock it forward so that it doesn't escape your grasp and roll into the boundary. And if you push it forward, and you can save the boundary that way rather than trying to pick it up.
This one is pulled away and just short of the fielder. That will run away for 4 as well. That was a poor effort from that fielder at mid-wicket. It was an opportunity for a catch. Let's have a look at this. It was an opportunity for a catch, but it fell just short of her. Give her some credit. But she should have really made an attempt to stop
or at least
it.
Get something behind it.
She should have made an effort to stop it. It would have been difficult to take the catch, granted, but at least stop it. She didn't. She sort of pulled away, and it went to the boundary for 4.
Back-to-back 4s after back-to-back wides from the over returning into the attack, the opening fast bowler.
Well, the inch closer. This one is going to run away again for 4. That's 3 4s on the trot. So things not going well for the Windward Islands here. And, well, that should be it. They're just waiting on confirmation. But that should be the end of the game. And it is. So it is the end of the game. So the Guyana under 19 women, they pulled it off. They end up getting to that total of 72, 73 for victory. And they win by 4 wickets. You have to give credit to the Windward Island bowlers. They've bowled really well up front. But I think to the back end there, they lacked a bit. And the likes of Haddad took full advantage of that in the end and hitting 3 4s to end the game. So, Guyana under 19 women, they win this encounter by 4 wickets, as you see it there. And Billy will give you a rundown of the.
But we were asking the question: would you have brought Selena Ross back in so close to the target? And she bowled 5 overs for 8 runs and picked up a wicket, Selena Ross, and did not get the opportunity to come back into the attack. And well, it's now water under the bridge, and have to learn from that. Perhaps bring your bowler back. Either give her 1 additional over when the conditions suited her at the start of the innings, or bring her back for that 1 over in the middle when a wicket falls. Okay. So then she can create, because she is your best strike bowler in the lineup. It was not to be, and it's going to be a victory. And the Windward Islands winning the toss and opting to bat first, and they did get off to a flyer. They were over 6 runs and over at one point in time, thanks to quite a few extras in the innings, and they managed to post 72 runs And the top scorer of the innings, I don't want to say it was the extras, but Gilbert scored 14.
It was the extras with 28. I'll give you the exact figure.
Brutal for Vikram Das. Tyson got to 13, and it was 72 all out in 19.4 overs with 2 wickets to Trisha Haddad for 17 runs in her 4 overs. It was Tia Isaac who got 4 for 15 in 6 overs. That really did the bulk of the damage in the middle order. 2 for 12 from Mans. And at their turn to bat, Guyana managing to get to that target in 21.3 overs. And with the captain Laurie Williams going for 4 early on. And Crystal Durand looked really good until she was run out for 19. And had a good partnership with Sienna Barkoy of just about 14 runs. She went for 4. But T.I. Isaacs returning down in the batting. And after a few attempts at the sweep shot, she got a few off, managed to hit 3 boundaries to get to 16 and bring victory for the Guyana team. After losing their first game, there were 21 extras contributing to that total. And a wicket apiece for all of the bowlers used beside the bowler Shadia Seaman, who went 1 over for 3 runs. So that brings to our conclusion the second round here at the university facility, Ronnie.
Yes, that's the end of our stint here. So it's remember it's second round match. Guyana under 19 women, they won this encounter by 4 wickets. A good bounce back from losing that first game.
Defending champions.
Yeah, defending champions. So it's one step further in terms of regaining their title. So we do thank you for joining us here at the University of the West Indies, UB Spec Ground, wonderful facility in St. Augustine. And we thank you for joining us. Do join us on Saturday where we bring you some the third round encounter of this wonderful rising star on the 19 women's tournament. So do join us then on Saturday. For now, on behalf of my team, that's Billy Furlong, our producer, Mr. Rajaram, and our cameraman, Sachin. We say, this is Ronnie Bikram that's saying thank you, good evening, and see you all for the next one.